This week, somehow, we're all jealous of Dom.
Lucky bastard.
Son of a bitch.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's Cream of the Crop podcast, the best podcast that no one knows about. I am joined, as always, by my two lovely compadres, Olas and KJ. Welcome, gentlemen. Lots to talk about. We missed a week because of Memorial Weekend, and I was too busy getting drunk, and Olas had to work, and KJ was doing whatever KJ does in his spare time.
Fight people in the gutters.
Fair enough. True AEW fan.
Yeah.
But like I said, lot to talk about. As always, we're going to start with our This Week in Geek and get into some of the gaming. Oddly enough, all the topics come this week from 0 articles because it was a slow fucking news week, apparently. Even for Game Informer, which is impressive. Usually there's something to talk about. So this week we're going to kind of talk about some new stuff that came out, some stuff that got leaked, and I'm going to revisit a topic from 2 weeks ago, just to clarify something, because I saw it and wanted to make sure that, you know, we give true news on this podcast channel that we do wrestling about. But as far as things that have come out, so X-Defiant, Ubisoft's quote-unquote COD killer, has recently come out, and it's done pretty good. There are complaints, as there are in any game that comes out nowadays.
Oh my god.
So I put a week into this game. Like every day I played somewhat. I like it. I give it a solid, in current state, 7.9 out of 10.
Okay.
I think all of the pieces are there. It
Okay.
just needs to be tweaked a little bit.
Tweaked how? Like what?
So maps are fantastic. I think out of all the maps that I've played, only one I'm kind of about. They're all
Okay.
really well designed, good flow to them. It's not they kind of go back to that like 3-lane ish, but there's other traversal ways to get between the lanes, which is nice. They kept the guns simple. There's not 20 million guns with 20 million attachments. I think there's, I want to say, as of right now, like 15 to 20 guns in total between rifles, submachine guns, shotguns, snipers, and handguns.
Okay, that's not bad.
Each only have about 15 attachments each. You have like 3 sights, a bunch of muzzles and stocks to kind of choose from. I think they're all relatively well balanced. My only complaint would be I think some of the SMGs aren't as good as they should be.
Okay.
It is definitely a rifle heavy game as far as what I played.
That makes sense.
The complaint I have is the latency. It is very bad at times. And what I mean by that is, like, say I'm engaging somebody and I hit them 2 or 3 times, I'm getting hit and I hit cover. There is a lot of times that happens and I die behind cover.
So we're talking like Halo Infinite when it first started type.
Yeah. Where
Okay.
where I'm sure on their end I'm dying outside of cover, but on
to
my
you,
end
you're-
I'm way behind cover and I just drop dead.
Okay.
So that's
hit registration's a bit wonky sometimes. I feel like it's hard to tell because I'm not one of those to go when I'm bad at something to go, oh, it's the game's fault. Sometimes it's just me. But there's definitely a few times where I had engagements where I'm like, no, I should have won that. There's that something's not hitting the way it should, or but overall, I would say the second thing I have a complaint about, which I kind of get why they did it this way, so not so much a complaint, but just was odd that there wasn't more game modes. So it launched with about 5 game modes. You had an escort game mode, which is basically take the package, escort it to through multiple checkpoints to a final location. You had domination. You had control / like headquarters where the point moves throughout the map and you have to control the point. King of the Hill would probably be a better term for that.
Yeah.
Say domination, and then they had like a free for all match, but it wasn't like normal free for all. It was kind of a free for all in the sense that I guess when you're winning, you get a target on your back kind of thing.
Okay.
It was very odd. I didn't mess with that too much just because it didn't play as well as I wanted it to.
Gotcha.
So it was kind of odd. There was no team deathmatch. There was no kill confirm. It was. I know people complain about there not being like a search and destroy ish map where it's that one life kind of plant the bomb scenario. They have said they're adding it. If not, have already added it. I haven't played it the last few days. But no, as much as Ubisoft has been kind of just dropping the ball here, I think they did pretty good. You're talking a $70 Call of Duty experience that I get to play for free. So I mean, because I know they were like, well, the battle pass, you can access that before you even get to the game. I go, well, yeah, no shit, it's a free game. Like I kind of figured they're going to be really emphasizing the cosmetics and stuff because that's how they're going to make money on this. But I also didn't have to pay for the game. So it just feels like a more simplified kind of old school Call of Duty feel to it.
Okay.
Where it's not, hey, I gotta make a fucking spreadsheet to keep up with what attachments are good and what they do, and I gotta have a mathematical engineering degree to figure out trajectories and shit like that. It's just, here's the guns, here's the attachments that all do slightly different things. Some, are firing distance, accuracy, etc. And here's some sights that don't absolutely do anything other than give you a different sight picture. So I'm about it. I do like the addition of kind of the Destiny powers, or like Overwatch, how they have like the specialties, because they're all broken up into Ubisoft classes. So you have the cleaners from Division.
Okay.
You have the Libertad from Far Cry. DedSec from shit. What is the game? Watch Dogs.
Yep.
And you have Echelon from Splinter Cell, and then the Phantoms from Ghost Recon. And they've already kind of leaked who the next group. So Assassin's Creed's getting a crew, which I think will be interesting. I think they're doing another Ghost Recon, but from a different faction. Siege is getting a faction, which will be interesting because they don't use characters from the games. It's just kind of like base, like, obviously like the cleaners are bad guys from Division 2, but they're not specific characters from Division. But like the cleaners, and they all have like different powers. So like the cleaners, you get incinerator rounds as your passive. So every gun gets rounds that do damage over time. It's oddly enough though, it's not crazy broken. Like it doesn't, it definitely helps fights, but it's not like, oh my God, anytime I face somebody that's this guy, I'm dying to them because I can't survive the shots.
So they don't make it like too OP the second you get it. Okay.
Yeah. And then you get 2 power-ups to choose from. One's like a flame drone that when you throw it, it just shoots a wall of fire in one direction and then blows up. And then there's I think like a kind of like a overpowered Molotov's the other one. I don't really use that one too much. The drone's kind of the better one of the two. And then your specialties, you just get a flamethrower, and it's pretty much just a.
They make it like fire.
Yeah.
Just let it burn.
Yeah.
Echelon, you get the your specialty thing is you get the Splinter Cell goggles, and you get the silence pistol, and it's a one shot at a certain range. So like when you do the goggles, it shows everybody on the map.
Oh wow.
I would say out of all of them, they're probably the one that needs a bit more tweaking, because they're special, like, so that's their ultimate, but one of their specials is an intel suit where you hit it and it reveals the position of everybody around you. that's a bit broken right now. I think you
Okay.
get it too much. I think that's the way to correct that is slow the cooldown of that one.
Right.
Phantoms, you get a force field that you can shoot through, and no, it's really cool. I'm about it. I'm curious to see how they continue to improve on it. I hope they do improve upon it because at the end of the day, it still is Ubisoft. So 50-50
They'll
on that
fuck it
one.
up somehow.
Somehow, some way. But right now I'm about it. I know the community's kind of divided, although the majority of it seems to be positive. A lot of the COD people have kind of jumped over to playing it a bit. So yeah. And then on the other end of stuff that's come out that I'm actually gonna check this game out a little bit more, just because I'm a huge fan of this movie, as shitty as it is they did the Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Oh.
So there's a video game now. It's a Dead by Daylight video
no.
game, pretty much.
Okay.
From what I looked like, it looks a lot more fun than Dead by Daylight. Like, it does not look as sweaty. Like, of course, any game can be sweaty when you get people that are gonna try their ass off every time. But this one looks like there's more fun to it. I know from what I'm gathered of it, the humans have multiple spawns as opposed to just one. So like if you die, like there's a set number of lives to come back. The clowns all seem fun as far like they have what was it, clown talities, where it's the like specialty kills that are from the movie and all that stuff that they've already added new ones. I do hope, because here's my thing is I really enjoy games like this. Like I enjoyed Friday the 13th. I enjoyed Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I hope this one survives because I think it'll be fun. Because obviously Friday the 13th died because they had the copyright issue, which I hate that because that overall I think was a really good game and I think would have had a long lifespan had it not been for that.
What's that genre called? That Dead by Daylight,
Survival?
Friday the 13th. It's not quite a survival game.
You know,
I
it's a
would
good question.
think.
I've never thought about what the genre for
would
that would
actually
be. I just considered it survival horror, but I guess it is
Okay.
more than just
Team
that.
survival?
Team survival horror.
It wouldn't be like Left 4 Dead, because you wouldn't lump that in.
No.
But you would
I
lump
wouldn't
that in
consider
with something like
consider Left 4 Dead survival horror though.
It's more like a horde.
Yeah, like zombie horror.
Yeah, I don't know.
What would you count Monstrum?
I would count Monstrum in the team survival horror. Well, hold on. Monstrum or Monstrum 2, like the multiplayer
Monstrum
one.
2.
Yeah, I would consider that in the same realm as Dead by Daylight. It's a group of people trying to survive a killer that has special powers.
Okay.
I mean, it's that I would put that in that same.
Halo Hello Neighbor would also fit in that same category.
Yeah, inherently. The only difference is that it's one character that stays the same, I guess.
Yeah.
As opposed to having multiple characters with like differentiating powers. I've tried Dead by Daylight. I just can't get into that specific version of it. Outside of like playing with you guys. Like that's one thing. Like I'll get a crew of just people to have fun and, you know, joke around. But that's not a game that I'm going to load up and just play randoms with.
Yeah, no.
Whereas like the Killer Clowns one and like Friday the 13th, I would join and just play with random people. Cause like, even if you get somebody that kind of tries hard, you're still able to have fun. But I hope it's successful. I'm definitely gonna look into picking it up and trying it out myself. And then to revert back to something Olus, you and I talked about 2 weeks ago. So they did 100% confirm Call of Duty Black Ops is going to be on Game Pass. They also confirmed this week it is not going to be part of a new tier list. That is just going to be the base, what you get now. Because that's something we talked about, is they were acting like they might add a new tier list to Game Pass. And I was concerned that it was going to be the brand new game tier list, where it's like, hey, if you get this tier list, you get everything day one. Right. And then you get this one, you get eventually it'll come to this and you can play it, and then kind of how PlayStation did theirs a little bit.
Yeah.
But they did. Microsoft confirmed that it's not going to be on a new tier list on Game Pass. Not a big part of the night story. I wanted to come back to that because we had talked about.
Oh yeah, listen, we talked.
And then speaking of Sony just
Wait, do you want to talk about the bad or the good first?
is there good?
Let's
well,
talk about the bad first, and
When
then
I
we'll
say
end on a
good,
good.
I
when you
mean
say
their
good,
state
you talking about like their
state of play.
state of play. Let's talk about the bad first because I want to get into that before I soil some of the good stuff that came out. In a record weeks of just Sony putting their fucking foot in their mouth somehow, some way. Although they've done a great job of, I guess, erasing how this happened. They leaked, I guess, most of the Destiny DLC that comes out.
No, not even most.
Was it all of it?
Yes.
Oh my god, it's even better.
From campaign to raid weapons to loot pools, completely just.
So I saw the raid weapons. I'd
Yeah.
scroll through TikTok and I'd saw, which they all kind of
The-
look mid, no offense, but
They are kind of scrubbing away the campaign stuff.
yeah,
It's a combination of Sony like lawyers going into overdrive trying to scrub this away from the internet, and also a lot of Destiny players like, we don't want to be spoiled until
Yeah.
we play. So they're kind of banding together saying, we know it's leaked out there,
block all
but
of it,
please,
get rid of it.
Just be a friend and not spoil this. And the communities come together to
Yeah,
say,
see, it's for me. I'm trying to go in just zero knowledge about what's going on. I want to experience it and play it. Unfortunately, in the day and age of TikTok, that's hard to do. It's hard to keep yourself out from knowing anything because you got people that want to just throw everything
Ruin it.
up there. But yeah, Sony's just really having a hell of a year as far as just doing random stupid shit. That I'm curious how it was that got leaked though. Like who it was that decided to drop
because
that
they
out there.
paid more money to make sure this wouldn't happen.
Didn't pay
So
enough.
it's like, fucking Christ.
Somebody didn't update the password. Those fucking idiots.
Yeah, someone just went in and said, "Hey, all of Destiny is just here.
Here you go." But
You
yeah,
can access all of Destiny 2 content on your PlayStation right now."
so then yeah, they had their state of play this week. It was this week, right?
Yes.
A couple days
Yes.
ago, yeah. As of this recording.
I
God-
gotta give it to them. Outside of obvious the re-releases, a lot of original content of not just sequels and remakes, and them actually doing some games that are new installations.
Which is funny because people are bitching about it being underwhelming, and it's like, well, did you just want them to do like all remakes and all remasters? And I don't,
I mean, there's a few things I wish there was part of that. The Spider-Man 2 DLC. I would love to hear about that, but
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they did
but other
announce
than
some
that,
stuff.
it seemed like everything on there was perfectly fine. I'm
Yeah.
happy for
Well,
PC
I can
players
only
getting
think
God of War.
Yeah, I'll say
Yep.
which is impressive because that's the quickest turnaround they've had, isn't it? Outside of Final Fantasy,
For a PC port.
for them to port it to PC, because I mean,
I'm
shit's
trying to think. So, Final Fantasy VII Remake got turned in 2020, I believe, to PC, and it came out in 2018.
So
or
2
2
years.
years.
19.
that-
Spider-Man took
No.
Spider-Man took a while.
yeah. I mean, Ghost of
The-
Tsushima just got their port.
Yeah.
Yeah, God of War also took a little while. Like
So,
the,
yeah,
the
I
first,
mean-
the previous game took a
Fourth
while.
one.
I would say this
Yeah,
is
the
the
first fourth
quickest
one.
turnaround we've had, if not the
Yeah.
second quickest turnaround for a
It's one of the
PS4 to
quickest.
So, did they give a date for it?
September.
So
yeah,
just
I
under
mean,
2 years.
shit.
So it's like a little bit over 2 years.
It gives me hope. Spider-Man
Just under,
2,
I think
2
so.
years.
Ragnarok came out in November of 22. So if it comes out in September 24, yeah, just under 2 years.
Gives me hope. Spider-Man 2. I get well,
Um,
I
no.
want to see what the modding community
I
does with
guarantee
those games
Spider-Man 2 won't come
next year.
until all the DLC drops for it, I feel like.
Yeah,
that
'cause
would make sense. Let them, come out with all
Fully
the
get
stuff,
it come out
then
and then port it
do
over.
it. Yeah, because that's what Final Fantasy VII Remake did. They added a DLC and then said, "Hey, here's the game and the DLC ported to PC and PS5 technically." But
Yeah.
honestly, do you think God of War would have came out early? Would have already been out now if it wasn't for the fact that Valhalla exists?
maybe they might have done it sooner. I know they wanted to cut down on times for exclusivity for a lot of their stuff. So I'm sure with Valhalla being added, it probably pushed back the PC port
Yeah.
a little bit.
I do want to see what they do with that because now they have a young Kratos model in the PC.
Yeah.
For the PC, that would be fun.
I'm just kind of looking through Silent Hill 2 remake. See, look, they did do a remake because I knew there was one. I couldn't think of what it was. I'll definitely pick that up because I did not play Silent Hill 2 when it originally came out, and I've always wanted to. So I definitely will probably pick that up.
They also are redoing or re-enhancing Until Dawn.
Yeah,
I thought that was an
So
odd
there
choice.
was
it's an odd choice because that's not a game that constantly gets replayed. It's
It's like
more of a one and done.
I wouldn't say
I mean,
one and
it's
done because there's multiple avenues, but I don't
yeah,
think it's like your God of Wars, your Spider-Man. Like nobody's
it's
playing
in the
that
same
for
realm of
It
not
takes two.
Telltale games. What were those games? The Heavy Rains, the
yeah.
Detroit
You're,
Become
you're
Human.
more cinematic. You're more cinematic.
Yeah. Like,
Choice
oh, your choices matter,
driven.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
closer
mean,
to a
Telltale was
visual
like
novel.
that too.
It's like a
Yeah.
visual novel. Closer to that genre.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
because at first when I saw it, I was like, oh shit, are they doing a sequel to this?
Sequel, yeah.
I go okay, like because I'm like, sure, like it's a horror genre. I've seen weirder sequels to movies that should have never happened. So I mean,
But wasn't
maybe
there
it's
sequel to another game? Because then they
yes,
just keep
but I
doing
can't
it
these.
was that
remember.
one on the ship where it's like
Yeah.
the ghost ship one. It did not
I
do
feel like there's a
well.
third. I feel like there's a third
There
game.
was a third one. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of it. I know what you're talking about though. And
I
I'm
know the ship
wondering
one.
so I'm wondering if they'll do this as a way to
See, test the waters of who will buy this game.
Yeah.
and then see if they can come out with like a newer version
Yeah.
and kind of go from there. Um yeah, I can't remember what else. Hold on, let's see.
there was a third one because I do remember there being like a werewolf theme
Quarry.
to it. Quarry, yeah.
Yes, okay.
I was
Because you have the Dark Pictures anthology also.
yeah.
There's a couple of those too.
Yeah. Because I'm looking at it now, there's like 3 of those.
Yeah.
Actually, more than 3, like 4.
There's 4 or
There's another one to be announced.
I was gonna say I think there was a 5th one announced, if not a 5th one already. Yeah, I think the 5th one was
Dark Pictures
announced.
analogy, Directive 8020. I don't think that's the name of the game, but whatever.
No, probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Until Dawn was 2015. Until Dawn Rush of Blood. There's a VR sequel to this game.
It's not good.
Right.
Yeah. Then you had
Hmm.
let's see. Hidden Agenda. Yeah, their game. Huh. That's weird.
Are they all still by Ballistic Moon? Because I know that's who does Until
They're
Dawn.
under super massive games.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Until Dawn, the Dark Picture anthology, and the Quarry.
Yeah.
Those would be the games in that genre.
Yeah.
But just to go back to the state of play, so they had Silent Hill 2 remake, which I'm excited about. That'll be cool. Ragnarok's port, Until Dawn's remake,
their new 5v5 game,
Concord.
which looks like fun.
Here's my complaint, and this goes straight to the Overwatch community. If you watch this and you're the part of the Overwatch community,
you're fucking weird.
You're part of the fucking problem in gaming right now, because what you should absolutely want right now is Overwatch clones, games that are like Overwatch to make Overwatch try to be better. They are left unchecked because there's not a game in this kind of genre that competes with them besides Valorant, but I would consider that more of a CS competition than I would an Overwatch one. This game generally looks like it might be fun. Marvel Rivals generally looks like it might be fun.
Star Wars is throwing their hat in the ring.
Are they?
Yeah, there's a Star Wars Overwatch clone coming out.
What? Oh, sign me fucking up, bro. I didn't know that.
That's what I was gonna ask if that got announced with the state of play, but
I don't see it on here.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that's not. Let's see.
I fuck with that.
Star Wars Hunters, I believe it.
Okay, I have to check that out. That's dope. Which, speaking of Rivals, they did show more of Rivals off.
Yes.
Venom and Adam Warlock.
Yeah.
Both looked awesome. Venom looks a lot like the Marvel vs. Capcom Venom, the way he seems to be kind of his battles built around. Because they even do the thing where he kind of goes into the ground and then turns into the giant like mouth, which is straight out of Marvel vs. Capcom, which was one of his powers.
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I'm on the hype train for it. I hope I get into the beta in July. I've signed up for it to see if I can get into it. So fingers crossed.
So I'm gonna pull this back a little bit.
Okay. What you got?
So the game is called Star Wars Hunters. It's pretty much a Overwatch clone, but it's only coming out for the Switch and mobile.
Interesting.
I feel like
okay.
I feel like the company doesn't seem like a big company, so they could have been. It could be one of these things like, hey, we're gonna give you a mobile and Switch port to see how well it does. If it does well, we'll put real money into it for it to go on like PC.
Shit, I'll fucking try it. Fuck it.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Hell, there's some mobile games better than some of the fucking AAA shit.
Yeah, this looks like a fun game.
But Concord looked good. I assume this isn't going to be a free to play one, although I don't think I saw whether it was going to be or not.
I don't think Concord. If it's Overwatch like, then it'll probably be free to play.
It's not. It doesn't say it on here, and there's a couple of them that specify that they are free to play.
But Concord isn't one of them.
No,
because I think Ballad of Antara is gonna be free to play. I thought I saw.
Hold on, I'll tell you. Yes, free to play fantasy action RPG.
Which seems to be very like Elden Ring, Soulborn kind of style. Which it looks good though. Them bringing Dynasty Warriors, I'm cool with that. I think that's an underrated.
I'm intrigued by that because I was always such a Dynasty Warriors fan.
Did you ever do the Gundam? The Gundam Warriors?
Did play it once.
Oh, see, I was really big into the Gundam one.
Does that mean you'll be getting the Gundam game that's coming out this year?
Is there good? See, like I'm missing all this stuff.
So Gundam has their Build Breaker series coming back. The fourth game comes out this year.
Okay.
So basically saying, hey, new Gundam Breakers never fucking happened. We're gonna go back to the number system. This is Gundam Breakers 4, it's continuation of 3, and we're never gonna talk about new Gundam Breakers again.
Okay.
It looks pretty good, and I'm definitely
because the last Gundam game I played was the random one they put out like a year or two ago.
Like the versus one.
It was kind of like the Overwatch style where all like the Gundams had different powers and it was like 5v5 or 6v6. It was okay. It just, I don't feel that it was balanced enough. I think they let it out, did a few updates for it, and then just kind of didn't touch it again,
Yeah.
which is a lot of games nowadays.
I just want the Gundam Breakers game to come out because I'm more into like, hey, I can spend hours customizing my own Gundam.
Yeah.
If you give me that kind of freedom, I don't care about the gameplay.
Well, I was such a nerd about like the Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which is why I liked Dynasty Warriors so
Yeah.
much. Actually, they came out, was it last year or the year before? They came out with that game. It was called Wo Long
Yeah.
Fallen Dynasty,
Yeah.
and it was kind of Souls like, but set with characters from the Three Kingdoms. I never got a chance to play it. I wanted to try it at least and see if it was going to be something up my alley. But I mean, I'm all for more Three Kingdoms content.
Yeah.
That stuff is super cool to me. I know the they had the Gundam version, they had the Samurai Warriors version as well,
Yeah. I knew Gundam. I knew.
and then they did didn't they do a fucking Zelda? They did a Zelda one, the Hyrule
Hyrule. Yeah.
Yeah,
Warriors or something like that. Yeah.
I don't think that one did
weird
that
one, but
well.
hey, it was a fun trip, a little side quest.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's do it with Nintendo characters, and then no one wanted it.
Right.
Sadly,
You had Path of Exile 2 got announced, which I don't know much about that, but I know it has a good fan base from what I've seen. People
Is
were
that
excited
the-
about it.
is that the cinematic one where people were complaining like it's like only like 2 hours of gameplay?
I'm sure it probably is.
Well, this says free to play action RPG.
I might be confusing this with another game.
I almost want to think you're talking about maybe Behemoth.
That's like Sandra's Blade or something like that. It's like a chick on the cover.
Oh, Sununa's. What the
That
fuck is it? I know what you're talking about.
yeah,
It's like
I know.
5 hours of gameplay for some people, but that's been a big talking point too, where like there's a lot of people going, you know, I beat it in 13 hours, but I was taking my time. Some people might be trying to like rush through it and beat it in 5 hours. I don't know. Um, I don't know much about the game, but I have seen the conversations going back and forth about it. And I think, yeah, maybe 5 hours is a bit extreme for it to like shortness of a game.
Yeah.
Um, but also like how much are those people just kind of blowing through it and not taking their time with it. Um, I like to take my time with stuff. I think just kind of rushing it to do something at least it defeats the experience for me.
Yeah,
Um, like I finally started playing Ghost of Tsushima. Took me forever to play it.
How
Had
is
it
it?
there. Oh,
I fucking love it.
I'm
Uh,
debating about getting suckered into the PC port and just playing it again.
I would still give it a while.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold off because I'm sure there's
make sure that it's
bugs.
Yeah.
make sure that it's running properly. But I um I think I've already sunk like 35 hours into it, and
Are you still in Act 1?
I barely finished Act 1.
Yeah.
Let's go. Sounds about right.
Well, that's a.
Yeah.
Didn't you send me like a TikTok over the weekend of like somebody doing like a perfect clear of a village?
Of a camp,
Oh, yeah, man, it was. God, I was just like, oh shit, I might have to just replay this
It
game.
is such
Yeah.
it's a fun game when you just
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm surprised they haven't done a sequel. I hope they do. I hope they generally do a sequel.
I don't think they will.
They're
That's the
talking
sad-
about potentially doing a sequel. I don't know.
Doesn't
There's
have to
talks
be
about a
historically
movie.
accurate. I don't give a shit. I
They
don't. Doesn't need to
they
be
have
historically
talked about a
accurate.
movie. The guy from Shogun has been apparently in talks about doing a movie.
Has anybody caught that yet?
No, I'm
Shogun
actually
or
going to
no?
start it soon
Okay, I keep
because
meaning
I've heard fantastic things about it. Um,
because I
So,
started
like,
it
you
at work
wanna-
and then realized like the first 20 minutes of it are all subtitled and like fuck, I'm gonna have to actually like
You have
Well,
to sit down and watch.
Yeah.
the other thing, and I'm kind of mad because I heard nothing but good things about this too. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Marco Polo. Did you
I've
guys
not
watch that
seen
on
it, but
Netflix?
yeah.
I
Never heard
watched
of it.
I watched the first episode and I liked it. And then I just never. The thing is, when me and my wife start to watch things, we have such conflicting schedules that we never get a chance. Like we're so backlogged on everything Marvel and Star Wars, like all that stuff we got to catch up on. Um, like we didn't even finish the last season of Mandalorian, and we were like halfway through it.
Like, oh, okay.
Um,
Third season.
so like yeah, the
I
last
didn't
yeah,
gotta catch up. Next one's a movie.
I know. So like there's a lot of because we almost never have time off together, it's hard for us to like sit down. And I feel bad like watching something without her and then, going back and forth with that. Um but I might have to like we'll just give each other permission to like watch shit on our own time kind of thing and just
Yeah.
go from there. But because there's like a ton of stuff. But Marco Polo was one of those things that made me think about it with Shogun. We were talking about that. Because we saw I don't know what we were doing, but we saw like a commercial for it or a preview for it or something. Maybe during the Super Bowl. Did they announce it during the Super Bowl, like a commercial
Shogun?
for it or something like that? Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah,
remember.
it was during the Super Bowl.
So yeah, and that's what it was. We were watching the Super Bowl because that's the only time we really see commercials at this point.
Damn.
Just saying, we barely watch TV as it is, but everything we
Yeah.
watch is streaming. Um, And we just kind of did that thing where we looked at each other and went, "Yeah, yeah, all right, yeah, that looks like something I'd want to watch." Like we used to do that at the movies all the time. We would like watch a movie trailer and then just kind of look at each other and be like, "You into that? I'm into that. Yeah, I think you want to watch it." Fuck, let's like
Uh,
so. Yeah, I do want to start that, but I did see that one of the actors from there was talking about doing a movie. I I can understand if they don't do another Ghost of Tsushima, but I would love to have that same style of play just in a
In a
new
different genre. What
game.
different era of games?
Yeah, something. It doesn't have to be, feudal Japan samurai thing. I mean, but that gameplay was fun. Um, is fun. Obviously, I'm still playing it, but and I haven't even unlocked everything yet, so we'll
Wait till you get to the DLC.
yeah.
that's part I need to go back and actually play the deals.
I just like how I'm the only who actually played the DLC.
Everything I looked said it wasn't worth it. So I just was like, oh.
It came with the game when I played it, so like
Fair
I didn't
enough.
know
Yeah,
it was
I know.
DLC. I was like, oh, I'm going to an island. Let's see what this is about. Then I'm stuck there. Like, fuck.
Then
Yeah.
to round, so they obviously did a few VR things that I'm not too
Sure.
super worried about. Alien Rogue Incursion and Behemoth both are VR titles that are coming. Which the Behemoth just kind of looks like a Skyrim VR game. It's the vibe I get from it. The
You
Monster.
mean you're not interested in Infinity, Nikki?
What you call me?
You heard what I said.
It just looked like an Asian RPG or Japanese RPG, however
I
you want
mean,
to
it's
phrase
just
that.
You mean a JRPG?
Is that
Yeah.
it's still the term for it,
JRPG.
right? It's just
Yeah.
okay.
JRPG.
What do you think the J stands for?
Bro, it's 2024. I just don't want to get canceled. That's all.
Sorry,
Where-
it's Jumanji.
Yeah. Where Winds Meet looks interesting.
Was
I don't
that-
know.
Oh yeah, because it looks like it's kind of looks like Sekiro meets what was I just saw some images from it that I was like, this looks like Sekiro, but also kind of looks like Castlevania. Like it looks like a Sekiro Castlevania-ish game. Which that's another game series I need to bring back. I want a Castlevania game.
There you go.
And then Astrobot, which actually kind of looks cute. I might get that because it gives me Ratchet and Clank vibes.
That's
I
what we
did.
need, another Ratchet and Clank game.
Didn't they just
I did
make
cut
one?
you off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need another one.
I did cut you off with Monster Hunter Wilds. You were saying. You were
Oh
about to
yeah,
say
it's
that they
who
were-
gives a shit. I'm sorry that
Jesus.
I have tried to get into every iteration of this game and I just can't.
I tried Monster Hunter World and just
My
gave up.
my best friend got me Monster Hunter Worlds back when it first came out, and we played the shit a ton of it, and I still never understood the mechanics behind it. I played the second, or I guess because it's hard to tell if it's DLC or if it's in like its own game, the way
Right.
they do it.
Yeah.
This one, it looks fine. If you're into that game, I'm sure it'll be good. I'm just not into those games.
Yeah.
But no, I think overall I was happy with the state of play. I think
Yeah, I thought it was fine.
as we always talk about, you can't please all of the gaming community because they just want to bitch about
No.
stuff. If it
Yeah,
had
don't
been all remakes, they'd have bitched, where's all the original content? And I think it's a healthy amount. You have a few remakes, you have the Silent Hill, you have the port for God of War, and then Until Dawn, and then original content. But and then we don't usually talk about sports, like actual sports. Talk about sports entertainment, but we don't usually talk about sports. But there's two things that have happened in the last 2 weeks that I want to touch on. One mainly just of a good riddance, but the other one. So have you all kept up with the Caitlin Clark from Iowa that went into the WNBA? The white,
Yeah.
Her and fuck, what's the other girl's name?
the one that body checked the shit out of her at her last game, and oh,
Well,
Reed something.
Kennedy Carter
Yeah, no, because I remember
was the
there's a
one
black
who
there's
body
a black
checked her.
girl who got drafted to Chicago, I believe.
I think so.
Reese.
Yeah. So it's like those two girls have been like compared to each other.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot of racial tension between
And
the
then
two.
they
Well,
got the tall blonde chick. Like, there's a listen. There, as much flack as the WNBA has gotten over the years, and deservingly so at certain points, there is a lot more interest, a lot more buzz around that with these girls coming in, these rookies coming in and doing stuff. I think it's obviously it's good for the brand, it's good for the company. But that's
but
gonna
you
get
have
some hate.
people mad at them for it. That's what I don't
Yeah, that's
understand.
the
Like,
thing. It's gonna. I don't think it's a good thing.
it should
With
be a
the
good
art.
thing.
It should be a good thing, but I feel like it's gonna be worse. It's gonna turn more people off because they've propped up this girl. So now you have everyone hating the fact that they propped up the girl, and that's all they're gonna talk about. This is like I saw someone compare this to Travis Kelsey,
Yeah.
where they picked one person out of this whole fucking league to fixate on.
To be the face of the place.
Yeah, and it's like it's not. It's just gonna piss off more people than it's gonna bring in.
But see, I don't think in this scenario the issue is fans being the issue. The issue I'm seeing is players. I mean, they're fucking putting a bounty on this chick, it seems like,
Oh
in
yeah, no, no,
every
no.
game.
Oh, it trickles down into they've propped her up. The fans are pissed off, and that's gonna lead more to the players going, you know what? Fuck her. She wants to be the face of it. We're gonna dog her out till she's just like everybody else. It's crabs in a barrel scenario. They're
So,
dragging her down into their level because everyone's put her above everyone for some weird reason.
well, she's also outperforming
Really fucking
Oh, she's
good.
good. Yeah. Oh
a
no,
ton of
the chick is
like
good. That's the problem.
she's the best performing rookie. Talking about Caitlin Clark. Um, the other thing, like her teammates are shit. Like you're letting this happen to your teammate, and you don't have her back. Like
Nope.
Oh,
there's
I'm
no
catching like and I'm mainly fixated on
crazy to me.
the fucking body check she gets hit with. That's like
I
out of
mean,
nowhere.
it was what they call it, off ball, dead ball, foul, something,
That's a
whatever.
technical.
I
That
mean,
absolutely should have been a technical.
it should have been, or at least like a flagrant of some sort.
That's
But they,
Because I tell you what, as a teammate, I'm catching a tech after that. Like, I'm not just gonna sit there and let
well,
that shit
and that's
happen.
the thing. Who was it? I just saw. Shit. Matt Barnes, who played in the NBA for years, wasn't like a star player, but he was the guy. Like that's the guy you wanted on your team because
Yeah.
he had his guys' backs, and he was talking about that, and he was like, I'm more so concerned about the lack of
Her team just
like her
staying
team does not they're letting her get body checked and fucked up and all sorts of stuff, and they're not having her back. They're not defending her. They're not like listen, if the three of us are on a team together and one of you gets a hard foul that I'm like
home
taking
swinging.
exception to, I'm fucking somebody up. Like, and that's yeah, I might get fined or suspended, but now we know we have each other's back.
Yeah.
Like that's just the type of shit.
I
And
may
again,
get
you're not
got, but
calling
I'm
for
gonna get
violence.
mine more than I get got.
Right.
No, because all it takes is one time for your team to have your back, and that should stop.
Yeah.
Right.
That's how it should be. You fuck up one of my teammates, I'm fucking you up. So next time somebody tries it, they should know in the back of their mind, it's not a 1v1, it's a 1v6.
And this isn't the
It's a
first time
1v
they've done
bench.
this. This is like there's been numerous occasions where she's gotten the shit knocked out of her,
Oh yeah.
and they just go, meh.
So how
I'm
fast
gonna-
does this turn into? Oh, this is why women can't cooperate because of shit like this.
Because it's always women bringing down other women and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen
gonna
that.
turn-
I've
it's gonna
already
turn
seen
into
that
that
thrown
guy.
around.
I've seen that. I've seen the race and her being pretty
She's not
thrown
though.
around, and I'm like,
Okay.
okay, come on now. Like we're getting
Where the fuck did that come?
yeah.
I don't know where did that come from because
It was I've
Yeah, the
seen
I
it.
saw
it came from
jokes about her.
God, who
it
was
came from somebody from The View, I think.
something like
maybe.
that. Yeah.
What was her name?
That's
I'll
a
find
wrong.
it in a minute.
That's a wrong take because when she first joined, men were definitely making comments.
She's
about her
because
look,
she was
and
like
it's not-
she's this successful because she's white and pretty, and was like
she's not though. She's successful because
she
she's
drops
good.
fucking bombs. That's what she fucking.
It's just gonna piss off people, and no one's gonna go to the games because you bullied the poor girl.
Getting the shit knocked out of her, and she's still dropping more points than the rest of her team.
Sunny Hostin, whatever her name is. That's
Seriously?
who had made the comment, I believe. I'm trying to see because I saw it on a retweet and somebody was like, "Oh, it must be that pretty privileged, this, that, and the third,
Yeah.
something." Because it was white privilege, pretty privilege, all this other
Anything
stuff.
to make her seem like she's not skilled in the game she's in.
Which
playing.
she's very clearly skilled. She's good ball handler, good shooter. You know, I just saw what's her name? The Kennedy. Oh fuck! Well, I just had her name in front of me and I lost it. But the girl who body checked her was like, "Oh, I mean, what does she really do other than she shoots a 3-pointer?" And I'm like, "I don't know, man. That spot
Check
up
the stats.
pretty
I
good,
mean,
yeah,
she kept shooting 3-pointers in the freaking eyes the whole night. So I mean,
She just scored 30 on you guys. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I'd say that's pretty decent. Like,
and it's not even like she's wide open. Like she's nailing these threes with coverage. Like
I think she's averaging, was it 17, 6 and 4 or 4 and 6? Like,
I think it's.
Are y'all mad because she makes y'all look bad? Like, yo,
up the game? Like that's the whole
be
point
better.
of this. Is
Get better scrubs is the epitome of this.
But yeah, I wanted to touch on that because it's been all over my social media. And I just think it's nonsense. I hope she continues to just and you know what? She handles it like a pro. She doesn't run her mouth. She just puts it on the
apparently
court.
she chirps, and that's what like
Well,
that's the thing where
that's
people are
fine.
like, "Oh,
Though.
well, she's chirping at the other girls," and that's why. And I'm like, so she's talking shit, and instead of talking shit back, you're
beating
like,
the shit out of her. Okay,
fucking
She's
smacking her in the
talking.
neck and
She's
shit.
talking shit and backing it up. I'm
Right.
sorry, you can't. You're mad because you can't put up the numbers with the
Yeah.
trash talk.
Yeah.
Sorry, fucking get good scrubs.
but
Good
good news for sports and Port. I don't know if you're much of a baseball person.
No,
But
not
I
at
know
all.
Olas and I are rejoicing that
Yes.
Angel Hernandez has
gone?
retired.
Let's fucking go. I don't know. Who
I
he
don't
is,
I
though.
don't know how much Major League Baseball had to pay him to retire him 5 years early. It was worth every fucking cent.
Let's put it.
cent.
I'll put it in terms you understand. Who's that really bad referee for AEW? Not Aubrey.
I was like the Aubrey.
Oh,
the Bucks ref. What's that dude's name?
Hemsworth. What the fuck? I know who you're talking about.
The
Yeah,
bald guy, right?
yeah.
The
That
really
but an
bad
umpire.
referee. Imagine that guy calling balls and strikes every game for a baseball game and just being absolutely shit at his job all the time, to the point where like he was so sensitive because people would just get mad. Like it became more of a meme than it was like he was an actual umpire, because it was
Oh
like,
no,
oh shit,
if
this dude's umping the game, and like we already know shit's gonna get all fucked up and the
So
strike zone's gonna
bad
be all over the
that
place. And
professional commentators are going, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
so a better comparison, because to bring this out of wrestling, it's that one ref from fucking UFC that used to do the fucking heart thing. That
oh,
guy.
was it
God.
Mazzagatti? Steve Mazzagatti?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
So it's like that level of everyone fucking hates you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Well,
need you to leave.
put it this way. Any other time I've ever had somebody in professional sports, umpires, referees that are well known, they do highlights. There was not a single highlight for this man. It was all lowlights. All
Like the
of it.
ref.
Yeah. I mean, it's thank
Oh,
the
no.
Lord.
Oh, it was Mario Yamasaki. That's who.
Yeah, that fucking dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said Steve Mazzagatti, and then I was thinking of the Asian guy, and then I went, no, it's like it rhymes, but it's not. Obviously,
Yeah, I want
Mazzagatti
that
was
guy
the
who let someone get like brain damage, and their reason was I wanted him to go out like a warrior.
yeah, that shit's
That
crazy.
That's
fucking
fine.
dickhead.
You can pay for the fucking medical bill.
Right? Like what the fuck?
But
Yeah.
yeah, I can finally watch kinda because there's still a lot of shit umpires this year, but at least the main one's gone.
Yeah.
Um,
And you know, speaking of baseball, if the MLB only played 8 inning games, the Mets would have a much better record than they currently have. But that's besides the point.
you all are
I'm just
trying. That's what matters.
yeah,
What
we're
was the guy
loving it.
you all had? I guess that got it was the pitcher you all have that got thrown out, and then did the interview where everybody's like, "Oh, he's calling the Mets a shit organization." He goes,
Yeah,
he clearly said that he is not a good teammate.
he's
Like
been
that's
he's been the worst. He said, "I've been the worst. I feel like I've been the worst fucking teammate." And they just ran with this story of he said he was on the worst fucking team, and I'm like, you clearly can hear him say teammate, and like I understand, you know, English is not his first language. It's Jorge Lopez was the
yeah,
pitcher. And he was doing all right, and then for the last like couple of games he's been having a rough patch, but like everybody in that bullpen has been. So I mean, you see frustration boiling over from these guys. Like everybody's been frustrated, everybody's been performing like shit. The offense either doesn't show up or shows up really well and the bullpen blows it. The starters are pitching well, and then all of a sudden this shit happens. All right, like it, you know, it's rough. The team should be in a better position than they are. He said he felt like a bad teammate, and they took like all of the outlets, all the news outlets took the story of him saying he was on a shit. He called the Mets a
wow,
shitty team, like the shittiest team in MLB. When he said, "I feel like I've been the shittiest teammate in MLB," because he was blowing games, and I haven't seen anybody actually apologize for it yet. He did get designated for assignment, which basically means unless he accepts a minor league position, he is no longer with the team. Um, Now, part of that was his behavior.
yeah,
He did kind of get kicked from the game, threw a fit, threw his glove into the stands. You know, that's shit you're really not supposed to be doing. And then they did give him some time to cool down, and he still just kind of was going off. And I think, you know, the team failed him. He kind of failed. You know, like there's blame all around. I don't think it's just his fault. It's kind of shitty that he got cut, but I'm sure somebody will pick him up.
yeah.
But yeah, it was a crazy story that went all over the place.
Yeah, I meant to say something to you earlier about it because I know
Yeah,
with the being Mets, I was like, oh shit, yeah.
yeah.
But
I know we're off our usual.
it's
Topic
fine. Every
here,
now and then we
but-
can actually talk about real
Yeah.
sports.
Yeah.
But for our perfect transition, I have been in for once. I'm not the one making the game here. Porto has challenged me, I guess, in some ways.
In a way,
because he
I
doesn't
think
believe that I watch anything other than WWE.
because you don't.
That's not true. I've watched New Japan stuff.
So the game is name members of Bullet Club. Rapid fire.
So
You
how
have
how
10
are we doing? Are we
seconds.
all three playing this?
No, I'm not playing because I have the list.
So it's just me and Olas going back
Yeah.
and forth.
Yes.
Okay.
You have 10 seconds to name a member of the Bullet Club, someone who is officially recognized as a member. This includes AEW. If they currently could be in AEW, WWE, New Japan, CMLL.
Okay.
Ring of
Are
Honor.
we counting like groups
All
that
set.
work with them as well, or
They have to have been this is single person. You can't name like a team name. I
yeah?
want a single name who has been a part of OG Bullet Club wearing the black and white t-shirt.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
officially a recognized member of Bullet Club.
Okay.
All right, we'll start it off with Olas.
I'll go with the founder. We'll go with Finn Balor / Prince Devitt.
Okay.
Okay.
Onix.
I'm gonna go with my New Japan one right out of the gate. Kenta Kobayashi.
Okay.
That's the only one I'm gonna get out of there.
Okay. Carl Anderson,
Okay.
Doc Gallows.
Okay.
Tama Tonga,
Okay.
Matt Jackson.
Okay.
Nick Jackson,
El Phantasmo.
Okay.
AJ Styles,
Cody Rhodes.
Kenny Omega.
Brandy Rhodes.
Okay.
Oh,
She
yeah,
is recognized as a member.
Yeah, I forgot about that. That's actually really funny. Marty Scurll.
Okay.
Frankie Kazarian.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, shit.
Correct.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Frankie Kazarian was
I
actually
was.
weirdly enough.
I forget about that. Jay White.
Okay. Easy layups.
Yeah.
You said Tama Tonga, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Tongaloa.
Okay.
Juice Robinson. Since I already said these earlier.
Yeah.
Fuck, I'm running out. Adam Cole.
Okay.
Oh yeah, he was. That was the other one that. Wait,
we still
that
have
was the one we
more
didn't name.
AEW. We still have
That, yeah, I was gonna say
10,
there was a couple more that we
9,
didn't name. Oh, sorry.
8.
Yeah. Chris Bay.
Okay.
God. Shit.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
God dang it.
5, 4, 3.
Stephen Amell. He's technically part of it.
Let's go.
Oh,
It counts.
Oh man.
10,
Shit.
9, 8.
Yeah, I'm struggling.
If you can think of
7,
2 more, you've won. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you.
5.
I'm
4,
gonna call it there because
3,
I know I have
2,
something in there, but go.
4.
That's one.
So I only had one more.
I'm trying to think of because my
Jeff Jarrett.
Jeff Jarrett was the one that I had.
Also, we're forgetting another Adam. Hangman Page.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
he
right.
was.
God damn it. I did forget about that.
Hikuleo.
What's bad
third
is we got
yeah.
like 5 in, and I started forgetting the ones that Olas had said. It was like, shit, did he?
Could have went Dave Finley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Current leader. Yeah.
No one said any of the guns.
I did.
Neither
I
gun was
thought
mentioned.
no, I said Jackson. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was okay,
You
so
went
I
what?
wasn't sure.
Yeah.
In my mind, I can't
Technically-
remember if they were a part of.
Technically, their Bullet Club goal, I would allow it.
Okay, because you said when you
did say the
specified.
That's why I said AEW. But
You said the original
True.
black and white
Yeah.
shirt, so that's why I was like, shit. I'm
'Cause
trying
I was
to
like-
think of like older,
yeah,
like who actually wore the black and white shirt.
the Brandy Rhodes was a.
That was a really good,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Look at you
And
go.
Stephen Amell is kind of funny. Because he was.
I
recognized
only
in
remember
Iron Man.
that just because of his random like year where he just like
He was wrestling.
was everywhere.
Yeah.
He was at Summer. He did the match at SummerSlam. He had the match in All In, the original All In against Christopher
Yeah.
Daniels, where he was recognized as a member of Bullet Club. because he had the vigilante club.
And I would have, if you hadn't accounted that one, I would have took it. I would have understood. I would have bowed out to that.
El Phantasmo was a fucking. I didn't expect you to say that.
I like El Phantasmo.
Let's see. Yeah, that was Damn, there's a female. There's a chick in here. I just cannot think of her fucking name. Whatever. I'll think of that later.
I actually, and I no longer have it
Who
because we
knows?
had a fire when I was younger. But I have a autograph from El Phantasmo because he did a show here. And my dad took me when I was like, it was like 07. So that's the only, and I know him a little bit, but I just happen, that's when I do know that he was in New
Oh,
Japan, and I know
Gallows' wife
Is-
was one of the female members.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was
Oh,
the
and-
Bullet Babe.
She's the what?
She was dubbed as the Bullet Babe.
Bullet. That's not what I heard the first time you said it.
Yeah.
Is that who I was thinking about? Because I remember they had a chick that was just around them.
I thought that was Brandy Rose.
No, because you could have been funny. I was seeing if someone would slip up and say Mia Yim.
Oh, because she's been with.
She's with the club.
Yeah,
so
but
she
she's
doesn't-
not. Yeah, she wasn't.
I know. I was thinking somebody
Yeah.
would slip up because that would
That'd have
that
been a
was
fair one. That would
too-
have probably.
too far removed.
I mean, the club's basically the Bullet Club, just the WWE Bullet Club,
No,
and not as
I don't
successful.
count. I don't count that. I wouldn't have counted her as a member of Bullet Club.
Yeah,
It's like saying fucking fuck, what is his name? The actor that was with Stephen Amell, his friend is a member of Bullet Club because he had his own shirt.
yeah.
So
Oh
it's like
God, who?
you'll be stretching it thin.
There was one other one, and I cannot remember what his name starts with from New Japan.
Evil?
No, I get it confused with Tajiri's. And it's not Tajiri, but it's like kind of close to that spelling. It might be like Tahaji or
Taiji.
yeah.
Taiji Ishimori.
Yes. That I could not think of what his last name was. And so I wasn't confident to give that one.
I forgot Scott Hall's son was in it.
Is he?
Yeah.
Cody Hall, yeah.
Really?
Who was in it? Let's see.
Again,
Ace-
there's a lot.
Ace
there's a lot
Austin.
of people.
Is Jack Perry
Yeah.
technically? Do we count Jack Perry?
No, Jack Perry's not even. No, that wouldn't even count as Bullet Club because that's the elite.
I guess that's true, yeah.
Good Brothers, David Finley, Evil.
But see, I'm not as dumb
Ace
as you think I am. I keep up with some stuff. Not as much AEW stuff, but I did keep up with some of New Japan's.
It's the fact that you won. That is crazy.
Yeah. Look at you go.
Everybody thinks I'm an
Data.
idiot.
Well,
Ballet.
to be fair.
Hey, just because I don't keep up with AEW like you guys do, doesn't mean that I didn't keep up with some New Japan stuff. I actually like the Bullet Club thing.
Oh,
I'm all
I
up-
mean, that's not why I thought you were an idiot. Oh, I mean,
Go
no,
fuck
that's
yourself.
not-
You know?
Actually, Jack Perry would have been technically an acceptable name,
Would it have been?
which is weird because he's
I assume just because of the relation I made an
House of Torture. No, because he's part of the House of Torture in New Japan, which is
Okay,
kind of like a subset. It's their like Bullet Club Gold version.
gotcha.
Like it's not
Yeah.
Bullet Club, but it's also kind of Bullet Club. So Jack Perry technically would have counted, but no. I would have just nah. Because I'm not letting Dick Togo
Yeah.
is a member.
Yeah.
Hold on, what?
There's a member named Shigeki Sato, better known by his ring name of Dick Togo.
Dick Togo.
Yeah.
I like
I
it.
don't care.
I like it.
I'm not, I don't care if he was an OG founding member. I ain't letting that motherfucker in.
Terrible.
How long was Kazarian in Bullet Club?
For like a week.
I say it wasn't long. I for some reason I remember that.
Frankie Kazarian was in from February to March.
Yeah.
It was
That's
like
why
one.
I forget when you said it, and I was like, "Wait,
Yeah,
oh
like
yeah,
Jeff Jarrett was a member longer.
Yeah.
yeah." But that's like again, it became a thing where like everybody became a
Jeff Jarrett
member.
was in 2014, 15. This was
Yeah,
way before all that.
yeah. Still terrible.
Yeah, no.
Still terrible.
He was in the AJ Styles era.
Is that when they were doing the Global Force?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Because let's see. Because
When did
Adam
that?
Cole wasn't a member until 2016.
Yeah, like right
So
before.
the Elite and all that was after Jeff Jarrett.
Yep.
Hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
The more you know.
surprise, bitches.
Bitch.
All
Hey,
right.
you're the New Japan guy now.
I need to watch New Japan more often. What is is there a station that actually shows New Japan now, or did they lose their?
No. No clue.
Oh my
I
god!
kind of just catch it on.
I know, like
I-
for a while
I-
there, like Access TV had it, where like because I remember when Jericho before AEW became a thing, like
Yeah,
Jericho was on there quite a bit.
he was going for the IC title
Yeah,
because he did back to back.
which I will say, as much as I shit talk
Wrestle
Jericho,
Kingdoms.
he had a lot of banger matches in New Japan.
Yeah.
It's just he kind of needs to go away now.
Oh, he has X-Pac level heat now.
Oh
Like,
my god. Yeah.
just get out.
Fight. You can watch it on Fight.
Okay.
New Japan World.
Oh yeah, fight. But you
Access
might need to-
TV.
Okay, so it's still on Access.
And Roku has a New Japan channel.
Ah, okay. Well, shit, I have.
So I don't know. I think at one point was it TNA or was it Ring of Honor? Ring of Honor had like a Samsung Plus channel, but I think with the AEW deal it went away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was watching some Ring of Honor stuff from that, and then yeah, it like disappeared.
All right. Well, then that'll be let's go ahead. I guess we'll go in that Double or Nothing since we went from an AEW or an AEW esque Bullet Club
Yeah.
thing.
And then we'll talk about we can get the pay-per-view, the big shows out since we didn't get to do it last week.
Yep.
So last week, both major companies had big shows. The King and Queen of the Ring
They
for
gotta
WWE.
get a
and
better name.
They do
It's
have a
too
better
much.
name.
It's too much of a like.
No, they have a better name. Think about it. A Saudi show that's
Crown Jewel.
Crown Jewel.
Exactly. Just make Crown Jewel the King and Queen of the Ring tournament finals.
That would be
It
fine.
fits.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. I just think
Make it
King and
easier.
Queen of the Ring is just too much of a mouthful for a pay per view name.
Yeah. And then obviously
Call it
AEW had
Royal
Double or Nothing.
Quest.
Royal
Fuck it.
Quest.
Jesus.
Let's drop formality. Name it some weird 90s.
How to get your wrestling tournament from Wish. Royal
That
Quest.
sounds like a 70s game.
Yeah, it
It
does.
sounds like
I'm pretty
like
sure
an
it is.
NES game. It's I can
Yeah.
see it.
Fucking Dreamcast.
it's definitely like a JRPG on the NES at one point. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But we'll start with Double or Nothing
Yes.
as a way to shoot through this one. We're not gonna talk about the fucking pre-show because fuck the pre-show.
What was
Don't
the
care.
What was the pre?
Pre-show was two quick matches: Deonna
Okay.
Purrazzo versus Thunder Rosa,
That's right. I knew I couldn't.
and the Acclaim versus the Cage of Agony.
I stand by. Out of all the team names in AEW, that's the worst one.
Cage of Agony.
I hate it. I hate it. I would rather have
I'm
Bang
pretty
Bang
sure
Scissor Gang than Cage of
I'm
Agony.
pretty sure there's no Butcher and the Blade.
I still like that one better than Cage of Agony. It sounds like such a shitty, edgy, fucking post-punk band from the
Yeah.
2000s.
But one thing about AEW, besides their pre-show, they do know how to start off a good paper.
Yeah,
Their opening matches are always great, and this time they did a decent one because of the people involved. You have Will Ospreay versus
Roderick
Roderick
Strong.
Strong for the International Championship. I would have liked this match if it. The slight against this match is the constant interference by
A
Uh,
little overbooked.
the
Yeah.
Undisputed Kingdom.
yeah.
There was one spot that fucking took me out. So
I wonder if it's the same spot. For me.
Roderick is quote unquote hurt. The ref is checking on him. But meanwhile, the fucking Matt and Taven, the Kingdom, get Will in an electric chair position,
Yep. This is
and
the
the
spot.
guy hits the ropes to run up and do the electric chair spot.
Yep.
There's no way in God's green earth the ref doesn't see him hit the ropes and run towards Will
Yeah,
Ospreay.
you know.
No, this
Not
is
only
like-
that, but Will kind of took the bump early.
No,
Like
no,
he
no.
started going
He
backwards
didn't.
early.
He didn't take the bump early. What happened was the other guy got caught on his foot got caught on the
Yeah,
rope.
yeah.
So he's kind of delayed. His
Hmm.
momentum kind of stopped.
Yeah.
So it made it look way worse because I think
Yeah.
Will was supposed to take that spot the way he did because Will Ospreay is a danger to himself.
Right. I'm just saying when you can watch him kind of
Yeah.
flip backwards before he
His
gets the contact.
timing was a little bit off, but I also blame it to the guy hitting the ropes hitting the ropes.
Was it Taven that dove
I
through
think
the
it's
ropes?
Matt. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because he's
because I
supposed to jump
think
over the ropes and his foot got clipped on the rope.
oh my god, why can't Mike Bennett? Bennett had him on the shoulders. Taven jumped through
Yeah.
the ropes, if I remember correctly. But yeah, it was a rough spot.
Would have
But
been
yeah,
better if he'd have done the Tiger Driver.
That was a spot in the match where he
yeah.
was going to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like fucking his name slips
I
my mind
don't
right now.
I don't like
What is the name of his manager? Fucking notable dickhead.
Don
in AEW.
Callis.
Yeah, Don Callis. He's like, he's gonna die anyway. He's just
Yeah.
coasting. He's like, he's going to the hospital anyway. Just fucking do it.
Don Callis has kind of grown on me here lately. Just some of his commentary shit.
It's funny.
He's just so off the cuff and just says nonsense sometimes.
But yeah, no, he doesn't do the Tiger Driver. He ends up doing the Stormbreaker, which honestly looks
Worse,
more
right?
hurtful.
Like,
Yeah, because you basically put him on your shoulder and then spin him face down, hitting the mat.
I just
But whatever.
so here's my issue with that is because we've confirmed that Daniel Bryan's not hurt, correct? Like, there was a
Yeah,
work.
it was a work.
I don't. I'm trying to figure out how I want to phrase this without sounding like an asshole.
It's
I don't-
fucking stupid, and they need.
I
to stop
don't
doing
wish
it.
that
Doesn't
he
make
was
sense.
hurt, but I feel like if he actually had been hurt, I would have understood the validity of not using the move.
Yeah.
He's not actually hurt. Why are we doing
he
this
ended
whole
up doing,
bit
like,
of
one of the
like
most-
not doing the Tiger Driver? It's like,
And he was back on TV like a week and a half later.
yeah,
He was in this pay-per-view doing a match that legit hurt him.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Because the last Anarchy
that's
in the
my
ring, he got a
slight to the
concussion.
match is I just hate
No,
the
a lot of-
fucking bit of
Because you don't seem like an asshole. Because a lot of people agreed. Like, you made a big deal of almost ending Bryan Danielson's career.
and then have
But
him on
here
TV
he
the
is
next.
in this same show
Like,
in an Anarchy in an Arena match, which is basically a no DQ match. It's
Yeah.
a spot fest. He's taking mad.
Spot Fest, the match. Like
Yeah.
that's yeah.
But all in all, it was a great match, minus those little hiccups.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's two guys that know how to work.
Yeah.
and work well. I have always been a fan of both guys from any time I've saw them. And I'm not gonna play the neckbeard game and be like, I remember when they were wrestling in front of 4 people back in fucking Omaha, Nebraska. And shut the fuck up. Since I have seen them perform, I have been a fan of both guys.
Yeah.
And they both know how to work, and they don't do overly stupid shit that takes you out. I mean, obviously they had that one spot,
It's
but
fucking
that was
foreshadowing.
yeah.
Well,
But Will Ospreay is your new international champion,
yep.
and immediately Adam Cole music hits. He comes down, he starts running down the audience, and says when he's 100%, the devil will get his due. And at that point, the crowd knew what was going to happen. They're
Yeah.
already chanting MJF. Lights go out. Vignette comes on of someone walking through a house, and there's a notable room filled with things that have been a part of MJF's career. Let's see, the giant poker chip he had from Double or Nothing. What was it, Double or Nothing? 2 years ago?
Yes, because they
Because
had that like Money in the Bank
Casino Battle
style.
Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah. That the oxygen tank he hit Brian Danielson with for their Iron Man match, his ring, all that.
I mean
MJF comes
the
back.
Burberry scarf. You know
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It was a giant fucking painting of MJF. We all knew who it was.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But MJF comes out rocking the 2002 Triple H return
Madison Square
leather
Denim
Garden.
leather jacket. Yeah.
combo. Instantly just brain busters Adam Cole and then goes on a what?
Well, he
15
nut busters
minute?
him first, and then
Yeah,
brain
he goes
busters.
for a hug. Yeah,
Uh,
but it's a long story short. MJF is basically confirming that he has in fact re-signed with an
well,
confirmed it with a
and
tattoo.
and that's the thing that makes me laugh. So he actually signed an extension before, like back in 22, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or so like he's been so when they were doing the whole like,
the
Is he
bidding
gonna
war.
the
go?
bidding war of 2024, it was all nonsense,
Yeah.
which I think we all kind of knew he was going to stick around before the news came out that he had already signed the extension. Like we all kind of, I think all three of us were like, yeah, he's definitely staying.
Yeah.
Definitely staying. Um,
He has a perfect position in AEW.
yeah.
And again, his character works better in the AEW honest than it does. It would work in WWE, but it's severely cut back because of the product.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think if we get a few more years into Paul Levesque's era of WWE, I think he could thrive. I just don't think right now is the time for it.
I just think
Well,
it
also
depends on what
depending
they
on
do
what they
with
do with,
Netflix.
yeah, Netflix. I think that's going to be, I think we had this conversation once before already, but will they ramp up some of the more adult oriented content? Will they, because now we have to worry about, cable network and we can't say certain things and we can't do certain things and all of that
Yeah.
stuff. Like, obviously, you can get away with, not that I think every promo needs an F bomb in it or anything like that, but, like saying fuck every once in a while is nice when you do it every once in a while. When they're saying the same shit on and they're saying shit and fucking and everything, and it's like, it loses its fun because
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, like now it just seems like we're like little kids that got to curse for the first time. It's like fuck, fuck, fucking shit, and it's like, all right, guys, come on, like, what are we?
We're getting to South Park territory.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, guys, like, it was cool for like shock value the first couple times, and now we just do it, and then it loses its meaning,
Yeah.
which is, you know, a lot of issues with some of the stuff in a nutshell, but that's besides the point.
But yeah, we have AEW MJF for confirming he's going to be, I don't even know what his direction is going to be from here.
Nobody knows.
Whether he goes
But
for the world title or just taking out people who have wronged him. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I mean, I think the Adam Cole is going to be the main prospect for a bit.
It
And
doesn't seem
then
so.
I feel like there's no way you can't have that be the because that's inherently the last thing that happened before he got shelved.
Yeah, but it seems like that moment was supposed to end that.
to kind of
'Cause he-
cap it off.
Yeah, because
Also,
even he says, "I'm done with that shit."
yeah,
Yeah.
Basically, he's putting it past him. That's why he threw away the mat. He's fucking Ric Flair elbow dropped the mask and threw it into the
that
crowd.
was
So the
funny.
mask is gone, which
He
made it
should,
funny because AEW Shop did list all the devil stuff.
yeah.
Like, hey, we're retiring all this, buy before it goes out. So that kind of
I guess
does make
that's
it seem like
true.
they're
Yeah.
putting a big kibosh on that.
Kind of unfortunate because there was so much build up for.
Yeah, but it's not their fault because
No, I
Cole
mean,
got hurt first,
and so did
then
MJF.
MJF.
So like,
Because
Yeah.
even if MJF would have been healthy, Adam Cole was still hurt because he still is. He's still not cleared.
He showed off that god awful tattoo. And not because, again, so I got to reiterate, it's not because it's an AEW tattoo. It's that the tattoo is bad.
Yeah, it's
you can do that tattoo and make it look 100 times better. I don't know who the fuck he went to get that
I feel like
tattoo.
he went to a Vegas tattoo shop
Yeah,
for that tattoo.
Don't go.
One on the strip.
Yeah, I went to a D-class like tattoo convention somewhere in like off-brand Vegas. Like, no, dude, like go to a real tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Get a tattoo. Like the line work was shoddy. The chip wasn't like round properly.
Yeah.
Like it was so bad. Like
A little blown out at some points. But
like, bro, you make a lot of money. Like
You can afford
spend
somebody.
the money to get the better tattoo.
but
The cover up on that thing's gonna be nasty work, man. Like, that's
it'll be fine.
yeah.
When he goes to WWE, he'll find some way to turn it into like a.
No, it turns out the tattoo isn't real, and when he joins WWE, he wipes it off.
That would be so
on
funny.
TV. That would be actually pretty funny.
Ken, skipping ahead a little bit, let's just say in typical AEW fashion, you have the return of arguably your biggest name, your best draw currently for the company, not on your show this week.
Yeah, because they build him for next week. The week coming up.
Yeah.
Which,
it's just let's ride the momentum. Just kidding. Let's stall the momentum, and then. Now, I mean, MGF doesn't. I don't think he'll lose steam, so long as he doesn't go back to his kangaroo kicks and fucking shitty babyface promos. But, which he said he's not going to do.
He said he's done with that. He's done with friendship. He is going to be fueled by nothing but hate. Which is a great chant. Just crowd chanting hate repeatedly at him. But let's hit more of the more important matches because Bang Bang Gang retaining their trios was a giveaway. Juice Robinson came back, so cool.
Yep.
Tony Storm
was a good match, though, by the way.
Yeah. These are
I
all
enjoyed it.
mostly good matches.
I'm a sucker for the Death Triangle. I just like their. Although Pentagon can be a little over the top and dangerous, I still like Ray Phoenix.
I thought Pac was the one that.
That's true. Yeah, this one in particular. Yeah,
because that one spot where he gets spiked.
I'm just thinking of what Rampage last week where he Penta fucking does the Canadian Destroyer on the side, and it looks awful. Like this dude's gonna get a broken neck doing this. But,
yeah. So Tony Storm did defeat Serena Deeb. No one
surprise.
No one's surprised about that one. Orange Cassidy beat Trent Beretta.
I didn't have much on,
and everybody cared about that. Yep.
It was yeah. I don't care.
What an
amazing
payoff that they didn't pay off.
Should have been a main event.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris Jericho defeated Hook and Shibata with help from Big Bill and Brian Keith.
Keith.
Yeah.
I did like although it looked really dangerous, was Hook doing the suplex off the side into the table to Big Bill.
Table and the leg of the table didn't fall down. It went straight through the table.
Yeah.
Almost impaled him.
It's like, oh god, somebody's gonna die.
Yeah, they fucked up the table spot at some point. Yep. And course corrected, but one thing about Jericho, I love this bit of the gimmick of him randomly having items to use in the match depending on where they are.
Yeah.
Because when they were in Canada, he used hockey pucks. They're in Vegas, he used dice.
Yeah.
So it's like, I do want to see this bit continue for a little bit longer. But I don't care about Chris Jericho.
No.
The For the World or Fuck the World title, I don't care about because it's not an official title.
Nope.
It's whatever. Solid match because it's Shibata and Hook. Yes. But fuck Chris Jericho. I hate him. I hate his gimmick. I hate whatever iteration.
I hate the way that you talk.
I hate the way he dresses. I, yo, I hate his January 6th fucking wife. But I, I
Oh
I
gosh.
can really be that person. Like Jesus Christ, from a decent match minus one person to a solid match with two people. John Moxley defeated Takeshita in an eliminator match, which at this point just make it for the New Japan title. If he was gonna lose, make it for the New Japan title. If he was gonna win, make it the eliminator match where Shibata Takash. I don't want to read off. Yeah, I don't know why.
Take
I
a
remember
shit.
someone. Yeah, I
Take
remember
a
someone.
shit.
Was it MJF who said his name like that?
I think so.
Okay. It's always stuck in the back of my mind. I have to stop myself from saying that.
Take a
Because
shit.
that's
You like have to
no.
read it for a second and then go.
Wait, have you never seen the way this?
No,
his name is
I
spelled
just
out?
happened to
Yeah,
look at it and I go, oh shit, it does
it
absolutely
does
say
say
take a
Take a
shit.
shit. Yeah.
So yeah, no. Solid match. Overworked the arm though.
It's
Yeah.
almost an 18-minute match too.
Yeah, they could have had a better match. Let's see. Adam Copeland defeated Malachi Black.
Oh, we're not just gonna go over that one. Come on.
Oh no, we're stopping.
No, say we're not breezing by this one.
right here. So
So cool to have Gangrel pop in. I was cool
Was
with
it?
yes,
Was
Yes.
it?
I popped the
Listen,
game.
eh.
Fuck off.
I was always a fan of Gangrel, and I mean, one of the coolest wrestling themes ever. So whatever.
Him fucking just doing one move against
All
Brody
of
King
them?
and yeah, no, specifically Brody King and Buddy,
Yeah.
and just them just not doing anything after. Fucking hate that. I get he's a legend and he can't do much, but no, you're not taking out
Hulk
Brody
Hogan
King
treatment right
fucking
there, you
DDT.
know.
Yeah, fuck off.
What you gonna do, brother?
What you're gonna do, brother?
Doesn't work for me, brother. Yeah.
Yeah. But
that fucking dive spot.
I stand by it
my
that
God.
I stand by this was never the original plan. Adam pushed out.
Oh, it
It looked
absolutely
like
he
he-
doesn't commit to it because it's
He jumped and then gave up halfway through that jump.
And
Because
that's what fucked him too. Like it was
exactly.
probably been
he
better off
would've
trying to
been better
half-ass it.
suited- He would have been better suited if he fully committed, and he wouldn't have gotten nearly as hurt as he now is with
'Cause he
what was
fractured
it?
his tibia.
Tibula, yeah.
Because it was supposed to be an elbow. He jumps and then just stops and just goes straight down.
So when I used to, what did they call it? The pencil dive, right? Like you
Yeah.
just kind of straighten out completely. Yeah, that's essentially what he did, and then landed on his fucking
Foot.
feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
He's lucky in the sense of that could have went way worse.
Yeah, you could be in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
Like
But-
forever.
Yeah, not just
Yeah.
for a fracture. Yeah. And
The match
that's
was
so weird
good.
for him.
No.
I mean, like, as somebody that's as veteran as he is, to not because this is a guy who inherently started the TLC thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but their gimmick was always that they weren't the
high flyers.
Well, they're
and
the
stuff.
chair
Hardys
guys.
were
The
the-
Hardys.
yeah.
But even
Yeah.
then, he took place in high fly maneuvers and was
The-
part of, like
One
the
of the most
spear off
infamous-
the.
Yeah.
Like,
The spear off of the
ladder.
into the-
you would think somebody
But
that is
even
that
then, if you think
equivalent.
about it, was it that high? Wasn't he on the middle of the ladder?
It's okay, but we're still talking. That's a high maneuver where you got to land just right, or it's gonna really fuck you up.
He's also
But
done that more than once because they also did it on like a random episode of Raw.
You
that same
know,
spot,
and
so
you're talking he's taking leg drops for Matt Hardy off the top. Like you got to have some kind of understanding of that kind of high end maneuvers like that. I wouldn't expect that from him. At least to that degree. Like I understand committing to it and like overturning or, having a little too much momentum, but not just to give up.
the problem you run into too is you're doing you're you're wrestling on an event where an Anarchy in the Arena match is going to happen, and you do this spot that didn't really need to be done, and the only reason everybody's talking about the spot is because of
You
how
fucking
you
yourself up.
fucked it up and
Yeah.
fractured your tibia. Like that's the only reason people are talking about the spot. If it goes off without a hitch, nobody's even bringing it up tomorrow. Like it's not being really talked about. It's not being discussed. It's not like oh my god, did you see that? Like it's just like a thing that happened, and then everybody's gonna go, yeah, the crazy car crash of the fucking Anarchy in the Arena. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it was almost like
Funny
a
enough, this was the more bloody match of the night
yes.
because they
Yeah.
were quick to bleed too. This was like 5 minutes in. Malik. I looked away for like 2 seconds, and Malachi was drenched in blood, and I still don't know what the fuck happened.
I still stand by Gangrel's the only white man that could get away with doing a red misbit.
Yes,
Only one
'cause
that
he's
could
not
get it.
lying. He's Dracula.
Yeah.
It's he's it's supposed to be blood.
He's Transylvania. Or
Yeah.
Transylvanian.
He's seen the eye for.
Yeah.
He has seen the Magna Carta.
No, I think the Gangrel thing, the issue I had is it seemed kind of telegraphed that like he was 100% going to be in this specific
yeah.
match.
With the
Was it
entrance.
cool? Yeah. I mean, I'm not a huge Gangrel guy, but it was cool to see that moment because we had where WWE should have done it.
They were
and-
supposed to. They just canceled. That was
Yeah.
the thing.
No, so Copeland goes on and says that he got told no. Because
Huh.
I remember because it's funny that you mentioned that because I saw an interview where they talked about Gangrel being there for that match, and he said, "Yeah, I mentioned it. I said we should do it. He's down to do it," and
They just said no.
I got told no, and it was, so
because I feel like this is just like his version. Because I feel like he's trying to make up for his WWE run.
yeah,
It's safe. It was safe, but a lot of it was just pandemic era. He was feuding with Randy for too long,
yeah,
and he's just like I'm pretty sure he got hyped up of how they presented Sting up until his retirement, and someone like Danielson who's about to run, his contract is about to run out. Copeland's isn't that long. I think his is supposed to run out later this year, but
well
that's
now
gonna
who
get pushed.
knows? Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll say with the injury.
Tony Khan is weird. He might honor it, but it also might be one of those instances that hey, we'll extend your contract so you can go out the way you want to if the injury isn't that bad.
Yeah,
So they can pretty much plan out a tour in Canada in time for his retirement. Maybe even do a pay-per-view, like do another dynasty
yeah,
in Canada. But hey, whatever. It was a great match, ruined by a spot that
didn't
will
need
be
to
more
happen.
memorable. Yeah.
Like Ola said, he hits that. What's the payoff?
Yeah.
Like especially after a Gangrel spot, like was this really?
Was this necessary?
Who
No.
needed this?
Would have been fun. Sure. Is this what Copeland wanted? Probably. But hey, sometimes for the love of the game needs to stay in the playbook. Like
Yeah. That's
after that, we had Mercedes Moné versus Willow Nightingale for the TBS Championship. Obvious choice wins. Mercedes Moné having the special entrance, being like just shown to be this star coming in. This is her first match. She wasn't losing, so Mercedes Moné is now your TBS champion, making her the fifth person to hold that belt. Because it's Jade, Chris, I want to say Scott Blue. That's not who. Julia,
yeah.
Willow, then Mercedes.
Then Mercedes, right?
Yeah, making her the fifth. That belt does not have a long legacy because one woman held it for a year.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was a right choice. The match was solid. It could have been better. But over, it does shine a light on something that's a bigger problem, and hopefully it gets solved with Mercedes winning the belt. They advertise this as one of the longest women match in AEW history, and it only goes 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that
That's
shouldn't be
crazy.
praised.
For a
Yeah.
secondary title.
Yeah, that's
Not even
no,
their main
yeah,
women's title.
that shouldn't be praised, and they need to do better.
Yeah. Also, we have to discuss it on the podcast. She has the worst fucking finisher.
Her
Because
finish,
she can't hit it, and
she's-
she can't hit it properly. She's only hit it properly once, and she's only done it 5 times.
Is it
Like,
still that
and
the moneymaker. It's
moneymaker?
and
the double arm. She
we
flips
have
them
to
over and then slams them. It's too
skipping ahead again. We have to talk about the fact that she just wrestled Sky Blue, and Sky Blue did a reverse version of her own finisher to her, and it looked 10 times better.
Yes.
Stop overcomplicating a fucking move and just do something else.
Yeah. She needs
Please. Like, it's such a bad finisher.
I've only seen that finisher be her hit that once, and it looked good. And it wasn't even in an actual match. It was training.
Yeah. She was
Because I'm like, okay, yeah,
showing
that's
off
kind of
her
cool.
new-
And then you see like the next
'Cause
3 times she hits, like, oh, that doesn't look like it did in training.
No.
Like,
because she developed that finisher when she was doing her stint in Mexico.
Yes.
So it was Lucha Libre influence.
yeah,
But I think the problem is her build and her strength are not to the
No.
level of that move looking well.
She's too little.
I say if Jade Cargill did that same move, it would look better because she has the strength and the height
I
to
was gonna
make
say
that
she's
drop.
also taller and stronger to be able to get that
Yeah.
to do.
That's what would sell it. But it wasn't the best, but it was a good match.
Yeah. No, it's a good match. It's just, again, she has that terrible fucking finisher.
Oh no, this is not the worst version of it. When she did in New Japan, when she first like debuted it,
Against Kyrie?
yeah.
Yeah, that was bad too.
But there's still another one where she overshot.
didn't
The
she?
girl,
Yeah,
she
say,
lands a foot away. There's a good
Yeah.
distance between both of them.
yeah, I know
So
which one
just
you're
work
talking about. Yeah, back to the drawing board. Find something new.
Yeah,
Please.
I would say develop that better.
You and Bailey should work together since you guys are best
Bailey
friends.
has a bad one too.
Both
Yeah,
her
so you
finishers
guys
are
should-
mid.
You guys should work together
That fucking
and come
underhook,
up with
like
better
Rosebud or
Rose
whatever?
Plant.
Or Rose Plant, yeah.
fucking hate it.
I'd rather
Hate
you go
both
back
of
to
them.
the Bailey to Belly at that point.
I need her. I need Mercedes Moné, Bailey, and Trinity, Naomi, whatever you want to call her. All
Yeah.
3 of them. I need them to go back to the kitchen and cook up a better finisher. Shut up.
Can we talk about the fact that you just told 3 women to go back to the kitchen? I understand what you were trying to say,
Jesus.
but
No, I
2024, bro. Come
come on,
on.
guy.
You know
there's
better.
a few men that need to go back to the kitchen too.
Be an ally, bro.
First of all, now this is direct to Mr. Hinklebottom.
What'd you call me?
No, Sean,
yeah.
whatever fuck his real
Michael
name
Sean
is.
Hickenbottom.
Yeah, saying come here to
to
daddy. Yeah, to sexy red.
That shit was
Fucking diabolic.
hilarious. Yeah.
Fucking demon. What possessed that man to do that?
That was 95 Sean coming out.
Yeah, the cross disappeared from his neck for a second. Gee, between him and Booker T, I don't know which one was thirstier for this woman.
I think
Actually, it's Booker T, but
yeah,
cleaves
it's
it by a
funny
mile.
if you really pay attention to how he's been, especially on camera, the last like couple of years. Cross or no cross, he's definitely reverted back to his former ways to an extent. He's not the piece of shit version he was. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not back in like 90s Sean, 80s Sean, honestly. But
But it is funny to see that that did happen.
To almost wrap up the AEW Double or Nothing,
Like you said,
we had Swerve beat Christian Cage, a better version of interference working.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Because it was a solid match. Christian is a solid. he is one of the best legend hires that they did.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I
Because
think he's had a pretty good career.
his run has been great from
Yeah.
start to finish. Beating Kenny Omega for the TNA World Championship,
Yep.
TNT title run, like doing some of the best heel work he's had in his career.
No, this company's definitely gave him the best shot as far as storylines because WWE didn't really know what to do with him after him and Edge split. TNA didn't really know how to do with him when he was doing TNA.
I mean, he was booked fairly well. He was the NWA champion
Yeah,
for
but
a decent amount of time. And he got when he ended up leaving the company, he kind of left in a good way because he got beat up by Main Event Mafia pretty much because he wouldn't join them.
Yeah.
So he got the shit kicked out of him by Angle and Nash and all those guys and
Was Nash in him?
Main
yeah,
Event Mafia. Yeah, it
because
was
wasn't it
Angle, Nash,
Booker
Sting.
T?
Booker, Steiner, Sting, and then obviously
I
like
do not remember Nash being in that.
Yeah, no,
Man.
I remember.
the Silver Fox version of Kevin Nash when he had the long silver hair. Like
Yeah,
yeah.
weirdly enough. But yeah, no, this match was actually pretty good,
Yep.
and the interference was like we all know Christian has his family, so they were gonna interfere.
Mhm.
Mama Wayne being funny, just cursing,
Jesus.
like cursing out the ref. Uh, Nick Wayne hitting the quickest drive by Wayne's World, and just like ducking under the ring so he wouldn't get caught, and then then Prince Nana coming with a fucking metal pole to
Yeah.
scare him away. Also, great entrance, by the way. And the Warriors
Warriors.
with the bottles and everything was actually kind of fun.
I stand by it. He has not had a bad entrance at any pay per view. It's
No,
his outfits and
AEW.
entrances are bangers every time. Love this guy. I'm all about it.
So it looks like his Swerve is going to for Forbidden Door as champion. It's kind of whether he comes out Forbidden Door champion is that's gonna be
And who's he facing at Forbidden Door?
Will Ospreay.
Uh-huh.
I don't like this. I don't like this, and
I feel like
stand
I
back
feel
to
like
be
they're
fucking
jumping
great.
it. I feel like they're jumping the gun too quickly. Also,
I don't.
unless I mean, listen, it's too early because it's the first week after the pay-per-view, but are they not going to have a match for the title that they made basically for Forbidden Door?
They didn't make a.
That's international. What the fuck?
Oh, the international title.
Yeah, the Osprey title.
Yeah, the
Will
international. No, they're not. But that I wouldn't think that's a Forbidden Door type of title. I feel like Will get into this sidetrack. The reason why I feel like Will Ospreay won this title is because he might not be in the States every week.
Right.
So for someone to be traveling back to spend time with his family, he could be in the UK scene at an indie show with the belt.
With that
And-
title and defend
Yeah,
it and all that.
because the whole
Uh,
gimmick of the international title is to be defended in other countries.
sure.
Which when he won that night, he did do a promo saying, "Yeah, I want to go back to like Rev Pro or something like that and defend
Right.
this title." So I feel like it's more going towards that.
Yeah, I just feel like well, so two things happened. Their big three signings are all now title holders, right?
Yep.
A
So
little
that they
no
can stop
surprise.
going.
What are
So
they
that
gonna
they
do?
can stop going. Well, oh, it hasn't done anything yet. Which I mean, we can touch on that in a minute, but um, yeah, I just feel like okay, so he just won the international title, and then the following show you have him pretty much winning the number one contender for the main title, and it's like, well, damn, bro, like let this motherfucker breathe first. Like let the
I
fact
think
that he just won a title fucking
yeah,
means something first. So it's like, all right,
this match is gonna be a banger. All that's all I know. I want to.
right,
I'm gonna give it a couple. I give it. I want to see what happens next week and the week after. The build up is what I want to see first before I lay judgment on this plot of giving him this title shot.
So
Because I
my
feel like
question to you is, Sorry, go ahead. Finish your point, and then I'll ask you my question.
All right, I feel like the build up to this match is to build up the rematch at Wembley.
Okay.
Uh,
So
I
you
have
have
Swerve.
Osprey losing.
Yeah,
Okay. Which would have to be the right call, right? Like it has to that because if Osprey wins, what does that do? Like what does that
yeah.
set up?
It
That's
makes Swerve look like a transitional champion. It takes
right,
all the wind out of Swerve being champion.
right.
That's why I say the bigger build is Wembley. And maybe they're just getting this match out the way and having Osprey defend his. I feel like this could also be a potential. Hey, we're giving you this match now because we're not doing these two for the AEW championship.
Because
There's a
then
bigger match at Wembley.
who who does Swerve face at Wembley if he retains?
I I
If you
don't
don't
want it
do
to be
Osprey, right?
MJF
Okay,
because you have a big roster of people. You could do Jack Perry versus Osprey at Wembley.
Real class.
yeah.
And because it comes
Grimy.
a full circle moment of Jack Perry going from pre-show getting choked out by CM Punk last year to beating Will Ospreay in Wembley for the
Ah,
international championship.
that would be a terrible
Pass.
idea. They should
I'm sorry,
definitely.
I see this as something that could happen.
I see
Sure.
this.
No, I'm not saying it can't happen. I just
Do I think it's the great idea?
no.
No. Do I think it'll be a lot of heat on Jack Perry? Not even
But
go
will
away
it
heat.
be the right kind of right? Will it be the right kind of heat though?
It could be potentially.
I don't know.
International fans are very loud and very dedicated, but
Yeah.
they also can take Will Ospreay can take a loss at Wembley, and everyone can go, "This is not a oh man, they're shitting on Ospreay. This is more of a
Well,
Let him
and
this
cook.
happened." Yeah,
that's the thing too. We have to stop treating every loss like it's a burial.
yeah. So
We're getting
picking
to
up,
the point where people are losing on house shows and going, "Oh, they're getting buried. They're booked like shit." It's like, what?
Can't win every
It's a
match.
house show,
It's
man. It's
boring.
not even if we're talking like to use a comic book or TV show. It's not even canon, bro. Like it's not real. Like it's a fucking it's a house show. It's not televised. Like nobody's because
so yeah,
I just saw a thing about Tiffany Stratton losing to Bailey at a house show, and it's
who
like, well,
cares?
first of all, Bailey's your
The
champ,
champion. Yeah.
so
Yeah,
like she should beat Tiffany Stratton. And also, if Tiffany Stratton beat Bailey at a house show, aren't we going to be like, well, the champ's booked like shit? And it's like,
the
guys,
champ lost at a house show. Oh, they really don't care about her. But
right?
whatever.
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
But yeah, my guess right now is they're doing the Swerve Osprey match because they're not turning either one until later in the year. So you might as well just say, hey, we have this big marquee match. We get out of the way because Wembley. If there was at Wembley, I don't know. Give me give me next week.
I hope they have another dance off.
Yeah, because I'll whatever. Uh, to wrap it up, the AEW pay per view, we had Anarchy in the Arena. The elite of Madden Nicholas Jackson, Kazuchika Okada, and Jack Perry versus Team AEW of Bryan Danielson, Cash Wheeler, Dax Harwood, and a very hobbled and broken Darby Allin, replacing Eddie Kingston with a who broke his leg.
Still better option.
Yeah.
Funny enough, I think the fire spot would have happened no matter if it was Darby or Eddie. Because if it was Eddie, it's full. It's a callback.
Yeah.
Because remember last Anarchy in the Arena with Eddie
When it
Kingston?
came out all fucked up with the gas can. Yeah.
Exactly. This would have been his. That would have been the ultimate callback of I want to set someone on fire.
Right.
But again, this was a complete spot fest. Starting off the match with just Team AEW jumping the elite before everyone could come out. And again, I stand by this. The best part of Anarchy in the Arena is the music bit.
Oh, the cut this off. We pay like 200,000 every time.
Yeah,
Was it something along the lines of that?
yeah.
I can't remember the exact line,
Uh,
but for Final
cut this
Countdown.
cut this off. It is 200. It costs us $200,000 every time it plays.
Yeah,
Jesus.
that
We're on a
that was really
we're
funny.
on a budget.
Yeah.
But
Like
I
shit
just
like that for these characters is the kind of shit that works for these characters. Like some of the shit that they do, obviously, I mean the Bucks are just cringe in general, but like that kind of shit is really funny to do.
yeah.
To be like, yeah, guys, come on, we can't afford this. Like,
But I like the bit of it being like music playing a part in every Anarchy in the Arena match
yeah,
because it starts off with them jumping him and Darby coming out and they just continue to play Darby's music.
right.
Then the Bucks cut that off and say, let's play a real song, our new theme song. And they play that as they're beating up Team AEW. And then that's when Brian cuts that off and said, we're going to play the greatest theme ever,
Jesus.
which leads into the final countdown.
Yeah.
And the best part of that is Darby timing. It's the final countdown to him doing a coffin drop off like part of the arena, which
That guy's not gonna be able to
that,
walk when he's fucking
fuck.
40.
Yeah,
That fucking tax in the shoe super kick spot was fucking
that is scary.
ridiculous.
That him
Stupid.
having like the mask with the thumbtacks in it,
Fucking
everything was fucking crazy.
dumb.
Uh,
Oh my god.
people shitting on the flame spot is so stupid to me. Like, oh, you can tell he's wearing gel.
Yeah.
No
Y'all want
fucking
him to
shit, dude. Like,
like did people
Did you
actually want Jack Perry to be set on fire like legit? Like what the
I mean, I'm
like
sure some people do
yeah,
because
no,
hey
like they're
guys,
like
did you know that
he's wearing
Batman's not
protective
real
gel?
either, and that's just an actor under that cow. Like,
Because everyone
Jesus.
saw the part where he got dunked in where and go, oh, okay, this is the way
they're gonna
to
cover that up
the
to
cover the fact that he's covered in protective gel.
right.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
I am glad they also kind of got to him quick enough to make sure that nothing
was actually
happened.
burnt.
Didn't
Yeah.
didn't
Although,
have an Undertaker at Elimination Chamber issue.
yeah, where he got caught up in the that
Because that
because
wasn't planned.
that's not something you really want to fuck around with. Like, all
Yeah.
right, fine. Like they did the spot. They made sure they did it as crazy as it sounds. They did it
As
as
safe as
safely as they
possible.
could. Yeah.
Because it was like that, and then when everyone's fighting on the stage, you can see there's like 4 or 5 flame extinguishers right at hand. So
Right.
like something's getting set on fire in the next 10 minutes. Because that was not there before. But match ends with Darby being hung up by his feet,
Yep.
which
This is the this
in
is
my mind I thought, please do not lift him up any higher because you started the show introducing Owen Hart's widowed wife
Oh god, I didn't even
to
think
talk about
about
the
that.
Owen. Oh, that ran through my mind
Fucking drop his
immediately.
ass. Fucking.
I
Oh.
I got legit scared for a minute, but I'm like, there's no way they do this. So it's cool. But they hang him up like a few feet enough that they can super kick him with their new Adidas with thumbtacks on them. Brand synergy, you know. Brian tries to help, but instead of immediately releasing Darby, he just kind of just fucks with the Bucks. There's an exploding chair in the midst of all this, which I didn't see coming.
Jesus.
And I'm pretty sure Matt burnt his hands because if he hits it and you can see him like waving his hands like they legit like have been burnt.
You mean
But
the explosive chair spot didn't go the way they
I
thought
mean,
it would?
there's no way that doesn't go. Something just doesn't burn.
Yeah.
But
I mean, you could always just not do it.
yeah, Danielson gets hit with a running knee by Jack Perry, and he gets pinned. Of all the people to get pinned, Danielson's probably the one who would gladly just take the pin.
Yeah.
It props up Jack Perry saying he be one of the best wrestlers in the world. Cool. Check another box off for Danielson's career. He made it through one of these matches without getting a concussion or seriously hurt.
But oh yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Last year he got a concussion. He was out for like a couple months.
That's right. Yeah, I do remember that. Ugh.
All in all, great show. They need to slow down the amount of matches.
Nah, 12 was plenty. 12 is the The
Well,
working
10.
or 10, I
10
guess.
if you
Yeah.
don't count the
Pre-show.
pre-show.
No, I mean they definitely gotta dial it back a little bit.
8. I say 8.
Yeah, because you
8
could
is
have
their
you
sweet
you
number.
could have done away with the Jericho match. You didn't need that. You could have done away with the Trent
Jericho-
Orange
Jericho's
Cassidy
not going to
match.
let you get rid of his match. What do you mean?
Yeah,
Fuck
the
off.
Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy match could have went, and that would have made the show a little bit better. Add that time to
You could
Tony
have you could
Storm.
have put that on the pre-show or something, and then or you could just cut down the fucking pay-per-view time too. Like that's okay
That show
too.
ended at 1.
That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, I don't care, man. I'm getting too old for these fucking 1 o'clock in the morning as we sit here. It's 12:47 as we're
Yeah.
recording. But that's besides the point.
We tried to end this. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's just so
About to-
much now. Like,
About to hit a fucking speed around here.
Of
Yeah.
WWE King and Queen
Yeah.
over. It's only 5 matches.
In
We
all
can
fairness,
definitely-
but even with pay-per-view, not a lot of shit happened this week for WWE that's that important.
yeah.
no, not really.
Nothing really happened with wrestling. Just
I
set
will
up-
say, the Nia Jax hate is really funny to watch. Dave Meltzer gave her match with Lyra like 1.5 stars.
Oh, it was not nearly that bad.
Jesus Christ.
It was
So
not
it's like-
nearly that bad.
I did laugh at that because it's like, all right, guys, we excused the fucking Tony Storm and Harley Cameron going 7 minutes. It's the girl's like third match ever in her life, and she went 7 minutes with the reigning champion. And you gave that like a fucking 3.5, 4-star review, and then you gave this, which had a really fun finish to it, a fucking 1.5.
No,
stars. So, like,
the match was better than I thought it would have been.
Yeah.
yeah, they had good matches for the majority of the tournament. Couldn't think of the word, sorry. So like it really wasn't that bad, and the show was good. Both shows were good. Both pay-per-views were good. I think we had the general consensus that they were both like 4 out of 5.
I
Pay-per-view.
put King and Queen a little lower, just because I didn't feel as much invested in it as I did some of the AEW ones.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, neither one was like terrible. Neither one
No,
was
they're-
like
they're
the
both
best ever.
all
It was
fine, yeah.
decent.
So do we want to? I mean, how much do we want to touch on the pay-per-view? Gunther won against Orton. We kind
In
of
a
figured
very
that was going to
botched
happen.
fashion, sadly.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then obviously, like we said, Nia won Queen of the Ring.
She'll be facing
Perfectly
Becky
fine.
at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So
that-
did they confirm that that's
Yes.
winning King of the Ring, you get a
Not
Yes.
it's
You
not
get a title match.
you
at
get a title
SummerSlam.
match, but they don't say. I feel like they might change it every year, depending
Okay.
on when King and Queen of the Ring is.
what pay-per-view it coincides with?
I mean,
Yeah.
they should just
If
have
they're
it
making
around
this
the
an
same
annual
time
thing.
and do it that way.
Yeah,
Like
they
how
make this
Royal
an
Rumble
annual thing.
gets. Yeah. I'd be fine with that. Royal Rumble winner gets a shot at WrestleMania. Because they have done that before. So the King of the Ring winner gets a shot
Well,
at
that
the
used to
title.
be. I say that used to be up until like early 2000s. The point of the King of the Ring was that
Right.
Yeah,
Which
it got
is
you a title shot.
why I'm happy too. And, he's copying, blah, blah, blah. But Tony Khan announcing that the Owen Hart Foundation tournament winners are getting title shots at, was it All In?
Wembley, yeah.
Yeah.
So that does lead to the fact that it's not going to be. I don't think it's going to be Osprey.
No. Well, unless he.
Wins
He'll-
the
he'll be-
tournament.
He'll be doing the tournament while also building towards his
Yeah.
match at Forbidden Door. It would be weird for him to go because then that goes into why would he have a spot when he has a chance to win
That's
the title in
fair,
the first
yeah.
place?
Yeah.
So I think MJF is going to win that.
So yeah, and that's I think I made the comment to you guys in the chat, like it's so much better for the tournament to mean something as opposed to just winning a fake belt that you're never gonna defend. Kind of like the greatest Royal Rumble, Braun Strowman won that green title that has never been seen or heard
Longest
from again.
reigning champ.
Let's talk about that.
Longest
Or the
reigning
leather
champ.
No. The worst belt design of all time. the Leatherface Championship.
Oh yeah, that fucking thing.
Was that Jeff Jarrett has that, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We're not gonna talk that.
No.
That it
We
never
we
happened.
can forget that ever happened. It's okay.
But honestly, the
Um,
best match of the weekend would probably go to AEW. Actually,
Yeah.
I have Osprey versus Strong as the best of those two pay-per-views together. For the men's, it's Osprey Strong. For the women's, Tony Deeb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
will say the Logan Paul Rhodes match was good. It I don't know what I hate most. I hate that they keep pushing him so much, or I hate that he actually isn't that bad.
It's both. It's
Like
the
I
fact that
don't
he's
I don't
only
want
good.
him to be decent at this. Like I want this to be
Like
be
you
like
wanna
Stephen
show.
Amell. Like just
Stephen Amell wasn't that bad.
I guess
either.
that's true. He actually had a wrestling background.
Yeah.
I do like that
No,
they
I
kind of
did.
set up the Corey Graves thing. I know everybody was on that about like, oh, you know, they're talking Corey Graves might be cleared, you know, to actually wrestle again. And
That would be good for him if he can get himself
At
where
least
he
one more
needs to
match.
be. Yeah. Or at least like a short run maybe just to kind of get some stuff in just for fun.
yeah,
Yeah.
Cuz he was a good wrestler. He was an intriguing like he was, you know.
Former
I like
NXT Tag Champion.
yeah.
yeah, I liked the Lucky 13 uh submission. Um but so I know we're kind of running long. I did want to talk about the two things. Um I wanted to talk about Edge/Adam Copeland's booking since his return from Royal Rumble of 2020.
Okay.
And I don't mean like his WWE versus his AEW booking. I mean just his booking in general. I don't know if you've noticed this. He has, since he's come back, lost one feud.
That would be the Bloodline
Yes.
Yeah.
because he feuded mostly with Randy Orton during
Won that feud.
2020.
Feuded with Rollins, won that feud.
Yep.
Feuded with Judgment Day, won that feud.
Orton.
Yep.
Feuded with uh, Christian, won that feud. Is now
And
feuding with Malachi,
also
winning
died.
that feud.
Oh shit,
I'm missing
Yeah.
something else.
Orton.
No.
And like,
No. In
yeah, we said
AEW,
Orton.
you
Oh,
kind of
I
just
didn't.
had
Sorry, I didn't
matches.
hear you say Orton.
Orton was starting, then it was
Yeah, that's.
yeah, no. It's Orton, then Bloodline, Judgment Day.
Rollins
The
was sprinkled in there
I'll
somewhere.
say it's
yeah,
Judgment Day a
I think
few
after
times.
Orton it was Rollins, then it was
because Judgment Day was like leading out.
yeah.
Well, even then, he does Judgment Day twice. I mean, he beats them.
No,
Does he not beat them twice
he
at two
beat.
different pay-per-views?
Oh no, he
2 or
beats them
3
multiple
times.
times. He
Yeah.
beats them multiple times at pay-per-views, but it's one long feud of them
Yeah.
kind of just jumping him again.
And
Well,
like
that's what I'm saying.
I
But I'm
feel
saying like you're having 3 individual matches on the same feud is more what I'm saying. Is it?
and that's and the point I'm making is okay. He could have lost that feud to Balor. That would have done more help for Balor than it would have done for Edge.
Yeah, Malachi, he could have lost that feud.
He could, especially after he fucking
Fucked
Blew
his
his
lead.
leg out.
yeah.
But yeah,
So
that should have been an audible. It should
because
have
now
been a-
obviously they
They have a tournament.
vacated the title, and we're doing all that, and it's like all right, well, we
Just give it
could
to Malachi.
have just avoided this and had him, yeah. And I'm not even saying in like a that doesn't work for me, brother, kind of way, but it is funny to see the fact that he came back and has only lost to Roman. Not that
True.
he's never lost a match, but like
He's
obviously
only
he's
lost the feud to Roman.
Yeah.
he's only lost the feud to Roman because he lost a match against Orton, but he won 2 matches out of the 3 matches they
The
had.
greatest
Yeah.
match ever.
I can't remember if he had 3 matches against Rollins and lost one of them, but he definitely beat him more than he lost.
He didn't Cody Rhodes it. Just beat him 3 times in a row.
Yeah. Yeah. The whole Christian thing, and then Malachi.
Hmm.
So it's odd to me that, and I mean, listen,
He's John
I
Cena.
I've been a huge fan of Edge
Does that
since his
go to more
debut.
that people respect him and don't and want to put him over more? Because Sting was the same.
Yeah,
Mm, Sting was technically the same way.
yeah. I
From
mean,
WWE to AEW, he only
It might
lost a
just
few
be a
to Triple
Legends
H.
thing.
Yeah, because the
yeah,
only one who doesn't go against them that kind of booking is Danielson.
Danielson. Yeah,
And that's because the way he is, he doesn't care about winning a feud. He just wants to
right,
wrestle good matches.
Yeah.
right. Um. So yeah, I found that kind of funny to
I never
look
thought
at.
about it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Um. And nobody gives him a bad rep for it either, because I feel
No,
like certain other people, if they were booked the same way, would have gotten a bad rep for it.
what you talking about,
Um.
brother.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I mean, just in general,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of wrestlers right now, even like current wrestlers, if they had that kind of
booking.
run, it would
Yeah,
be
people
looked at
shit
as,
on him,
yeah,
Cody. Um,
right. Oh, he's boring. All he does is win. Blah 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 blah. And it's like, why doesn't that apply to everybody or nobody? Like, if you just don't like the person or like whatever. But again, the thing that happened with these fickle fans is like, oh, Cody's the champion. Da da da. All right, whatever. But um, so yeah, I wanted to throw that at you guys. The other thing I did see, and this isn't necessarily like, I don't want to make it seem like I'm bashing him, but um, I saw Tony was interviewed recently about attendance numbers down and ratings down, and it's one of the few gripes I have is it's okay to say that things are down.
Yeah.
He turned around. Yeah, we're doing the best we've ever done, and blah blah blah, and we're putting out the best product. And like, yeah, listen, your product is fine, but you can't sit here and pretend that your ratings haven't gone down a lot, actually. And attendance is still not great aside from pay per view shows. Um, I would like both of those things to go back up, but let's not. It's okay to be like, hey, yeah, we're in a down period. We're gonna turn it back around because I truly believe we have the best product, and this is where the best wrestle and blah blah. However you have to caveat that is fine. But I did find that funny that he is so
Just blatantly ignoring the
right.
ship is sinking to a degree, kind of
Yeah,
not
and I
sinking,
don't
but
think
that
yeah.
we're
I
taking
I
on
don't think
water to a degree here.
I don't think the sky is falling, but I do think that precautions need to be
Yeah,
made. I
you
do
should
think,
still get an umbrella.
especially when you're the guy who sat here and said, "Well, I base our success off of the ratings," but then the ratings have gone down and we haven't. You know what I mean? Like
Now we're
this
going
is
off
how
the
I wrestle
product.
to the fans because of ratings and this and that. And it's also funny because the discourse online for the nut jobs that feel the need to argue about everything is ratings don't matter except when they did matter, especially when they went head to head with NXT. They mattered all the time. Now that ratings are down, even though they're unopposed, it doesn't matter. But then when they have like a big spike in ratings, and it's like, oh, did you see that Swerve? That Swerve promo was seen by like 1.7 million people and blah blah. I said, oh, but the ratings don't matter when it's down in the shits. But now when it comes back up, well, Nielsen ratings are out of date, and that's not how people watch. And blah blah blah. Guys, it either matters or it doesn't. We can't just have it fit our arguments. Let's all be real here. Raw is down. NXT is actually up.
That's
Um,
surprising because I just don't think their product's that interesting right now.
because they got sexy red shaking ass.
but it was up the week before that.
Yeah.
Because they promoted sexy red shaking ass.
Playing the long
And when
game.
they don't have Sexy Red doing it, they have Lola Vice doing it. So,
Exactly. That's why Booker
um,
T won Lola Vice in sexy red, butt ball naked, covered in baby oil, shaking ass.
Jesus. You can tell it's late, guys. We're
uh,
going off the rails.
I just and I want to end on a fun note.
Oh
You know,
Lord.
there are times where I feel like the world would be better without me. And I use that as motivation to wake up every day to make this a terrible place for all of you.
to end this on a better note.
Jesus.
Watch Sexy Red shake ass on
Uh,
NXT.
No, to end it on a better
Hopefully,
note,
never again.
Fuck
Yeah.
Val Venus.
if you're watching
Yeah.
this, you should go.
Ah.
We have spoken to the TikTok demigods and we have revived like a phoenix. Our
Like the
until we got inexplicably banned
again, which is notoriously going to happen. But you should go drop us a follow at our TikTok. It'll be listed in the description. And as always, we are here every Monday, usually. With our new episodes of the podcast. We in theory should be here next Monday, and we hope all of you have a good week, and we will catch you guys on the other side of the ring. Good night, everybody.